gods win. Steel our eyes and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
We are just beyond the halfway point of this hockey season, as this afternoon's meeting with intra-state rival Huntsville will be the 30th game of the year for the Bulls. Birmingham, coming off a split on the road this past weekend in Roanoke, winning Friday by a score of 3-2 and dropped the last game in a close 2-1 decision on Saturday night. Things certainly are not easier today as the top team in the league, Huntsville, comes to the Pelham Civic Complex for the Bulls' third game in under 4 days. The Huntsville Havoc come in about as hot as you can be at this time of the season, winning 5 of their last 6 and giving up only 10 goals in those same 5 games. Up until the last few games, Birmingham has been goal challenged, and I'm putting it kindly, scoring 4 or more goals only twice since November 28th. Now comes arguably the best goalie in the league to town tonight in Mike Robinson. The Bulls will need a monumental effort offensively while maintaining defensive responsibilities as well in order to get an important 2 points against the Huntsville Havoc. Hello again, everyone. Jody Chernesky here alongside former Bulls goalie Greg Dreveny to bring you all the fun and excitement of another installment of Birmingham versus Huntsville hockey. Greg, Huntsville and Peoria are without question the class of the league thus far. And for the moment, that is, they are the class of the league. But we all remember what happens in April is a much different thing and much more important than who's on top of the league in January and February by what happened with Birmingham last year exiting in the first round of the playoffs to Evansville. That said, how do you feel about this evening's game? Is it just the same 2 points as it would have been in October, or does this have a different feel to it?
Well, Jody, it's one of those situations where this is the Battle of Alabama, the Battle of I-65. You got the Huntsville Havoc, our closest neighbor down here, and obviously our arch rival coming in as far as locality goes. And you can feel it in the building tonight. You can tell as they're announcing the starting lineups and who's going and all that kind of stuff. You've got a lot of Huntsville fans here tonight. You've got a lot of Bulls fans here this afternoon. And anytime these two teams play, Jody, it doesn't matter if it's in Huntsville or it's in Birmingham, it's a cutthroat battle right to the end, and I'm anticipating a great hockey game this afternoon.
This will be the 4th time these two teams have met this season. Back on October 18th, we started the season here at the Pelham Civic Complex with an overtime win for Huntsville by a score of 5-4. On November 28th and 29th, the two teams faced each other again, this time in Huntsville. The Bulls winning 5-4 in overtime and then dropped the next night 4-2. What I'm trying to say is these two teams are pretty much close to a mirror image of each other. Anytime they play, it's going to be a good hockey game. It's going to be a clean hockey game. There's not very many dirty things that go on usually between those two. Therefore, Birmingham, in my opinion, matches up better with the top place team in the league, Huntsville, than they do the 7th place or the 8th place team in Evansville.
Absolutely, and then even you look at Peoria, Jody, and they're that same kind of mold as Evansville, where they're definitely looking to come in, bully you around in the first period, and then once they bully you around, then they want to take advantage of that open ice, and then put their goals in the second and third. But for the Bulls tonight, Hayden Stewart being back in the net for the Bulls, I think is a huge uptick for the Bulls. And it just makes a difference. You know, when you've got Hayden Stewart and Austin Lotz as that tandem together, you just feel a lot more confident stepping out of the locker room and getting that going.
What does it do to the team in front of you? Craig Simchuk, head coach of the Bulls, and I talked about this pregame, and we'll play his interview as we normally do between the intermissions. But knowing your goaltender or your goaltending tandem of Stewart and Lotz is now finally back at full shape, do you play any differently in front of them than you would, say, playing in front of Lotz, knowing that the backup, in case something happened to him, is not quite the same caliber as Hayden Stewart was?
Well, I think if it does anything, Jody, it just takes that off your mind. It's one less thing to think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's that kind of a mentality when you're coming out here. And the best way to find that atmosphere of flow when you're playing hockey is just to lose yourself in the present moment and not worry about the past, not worry about the future, but just worry about the right now. So the more of those smaller things you can clear the mechanism, so to speak, and get off your mind, the better chance you have just to go out there and play the best hockey that you possibly can.
Unlike the last two seasons, Birmingham's had a little issue putting the puck in the net. We've seen a lot of 2- and 3-goal outings for Birmingham, and sometimes that's just not enough goals to win a hockey game, at least in this league. Now coming into tonight, Stewart's going to get the nod in net. This will only be a second start for Birmingham since returning from the IR. On top of that, the goaltending tandem Huntsville had was arguably the best in the league, and both Brian Wilson and Robinson. Brian Wilson is in the East Coast Hockey League now. He was called up on January 7th. He's currently with Bloomington. He's won both games, a goals against of 1.53 and a .952 save percentage, and that's in the East Coast League. So unless the New York Rangers or the Hartford Wolfpack in the AHL assigns another goalie to Bloomington, I don't believe Huntsville's going to have a chance to see Brian Wilson back in their lineup. He's played his way onto a roster.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where you talk about, you know, what's the possibility of a certain player going from the SPHL to the NHL? In my opinion, it kind of ranks down in the tiers where you're number one, like you look at Ed Belfour back in the day, was 28 years old when he broke into the Dallas Stars coming in, or Chicago Blackhawks that way.
Yeah.
You know, a goaltender can make the jump. Defenseman can make the jump.
It has happened in this league. Scotty Darling went from the SPHL to the NHL, so even though it's the toughest position and the most important position, it can be done at that position.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh,
Celia Knox, a great rendition of our national anthem. She does this every time she's here. Stirs the crowd up. Okay, starting lineups first for the visiting Huntsville Havoc. Defensively, Don Procopio along with Charlie Risk. Up front, Gio Procopio, Don's brother, with Jack Janich, and Sam Ruffin, a newcomer to the Huntsville lineup. For the Birmingham Bulls defensively, Ryan Romeo will be paired up with Jamie Dorsey. Up front, Troy McTavish, Phil Ledzianko, and his brother Kip. So a couple of brother tandems here tonight. Birmingham's are twins, not quite for Huntsville, the Procopios, and they had another brother set up earlier in the year with Phil and Doug Elkstown. Phil, I believe, or maybe it was Doug, was traded to Pensacola, so they split those brothers up, and this will be Elkstown's first game back in the lineup tonight for Huntsville since October. Phil Elkstown in the lineup tonight for Huntsville. Doug now in Pensacola. Goaltending, we've already discussed. Hayden Stewart will get the nod for Birmingham, a record of 6 wins, 1 loss, 2 overtime losses, and a shootout loss of goals against of 2.66, save percentage of .917. Mike Robinson, no surprise, gets the start for Huntsville. A stellar record of 14 wins, 3 losses, 1 overtime loss of goals against, 2.19, and a .929 save percentage. Referee tonight is Chris Henry, the linesman Ben Leeton, and Brett Darzinski, and we're ready for action. Off the draw, puck gets down into the Birmingham zone where it's picked up by Dorsey. Banks one off the wall, loses it, but it comes to Romeo, who'll try and get it out himself, and he does. This one comes right in on Robinson, so he has to put the glove on top of it as Ledzianko was bearing down.
Good heads-up play by Romeo right off the bat there, Jody. Came in, backing up Dorsey, a little chip up the wall. Errant, little funny bounce off the boards, right on a Huntsville stick, turned it around. Romeo was there to break it up, cleared it out right on net on Robinson. The Bulls will get a face-off.
Newcomer Sam Ruffin on the draw for Huntsville. Phil Ledzianko wins for Birmingham. It comes back to Romeo. His shot deflected right in. Robinson makes the save, and Huntsville turns the puck up through center ice. Janich with it. He takes the shot off the side of the net. Dorsey picked the loose puck up for Birmingham, drops it back along the near boards, and Birmingham clears. Now McTavish taps it in as Birmingham changes lines 40 seconds into this game. McCabe behind his own net looks for an outlet. Gets it ahead to former Bull Buster Larson. He goes down. Wilson's stick goes along with him. I don't know if he was trying to draw a penalty or not, but it didn't work. Birmingham has the puck. Now Ben Higgins tries to send one in. Larson deflects it into the stands and out of play. So barely a minute into the game, we'll have a face-off at center ice.
Larson definitely a big body out there, Jody, looking at him.
Yeah, he always was big, and when he was here in Birmingham, he towered above, but we had a small lineup back then. Larson's an odd story. Could not make it in Birmingham. Fayetteville picked him up, could not make it there, but he has just been incredible for the Huntsville Havoc since joining them last year. Newcomer Litke sends it far side for Birmingham. We'll talk more about him in a second. The loose puck behind the net. Litke jabs at it. Still behind the net. Loose puck picked up by Aiden Litke. Back at the point for Brierly. He sends a wrister. Never made it through to Robinson. Stewart clears along the near side. Now Alger sends it ahead to Brierly picks the loose puck up for Birmingham. Brings it right back in. Brierly circles behind the net. Kozarev took his feed. Save made by Robinson. Now puck behind the net. Procopio goes down as Glover checked him. Loose in that Huntsville zone. Kozarev picks it up and sends it deep. Don Procopio with it. He's checked on the play by Litke. Loose comes up to that face-off dot. Kozarev sends it back. Now Clark has it. Sends one in looking for a deflection. Goes wide. Loose along the near boards. Glover going in, couldn't control it. Still loose. And Ryder has it for Huntsville. Terry Ryder. As Huntsville changes lines, waits for his teammates to get set, and he'll start the play. McTavish and Kip Ledzianko waiting for the move. Sends one against the far side, picked up by Reginato. Reginato loses it. Ledzianko had it for a moment, knocked away from him by Reginato, and Huntsville will try and regroup and do it again. Noah Finstrom with the puck. A gingerly backhanded pass through center ice, never got through. Ledzianko puts it back into the Huntsville zone. McTavish winds one around near side. Dorsey plays it behind the net. Don Procopio chips it far side where Terry Ryder picks it up, and he'll just lift one into center ice to relieve the pressure.
Good forecheck here by the Bulls so far, Jody, in all three zones. Every time Huntsville passes the puck, the Bulls are there.
That pass gets past Ledzianko. He's arguing that he touched it, but it'll come back down in the Bull zone for a face-off on the icing. Phil Ledzianko has been out there, I don't know, 40, 45 seconds. He wanted a line change, I think is the reason he was arguing for it,
right.
But he'll be able to make it. It's okay, it's just 40 seconds.
And for all the fans at home who don't know, whenever there is an icing call, the 5 players that are on the ice ahead of the goalie, they have to stay on the ice. You're not allowed to get a line change in.
Face-off in the Bull zone, controlled by Ryan Romeo. He'll send it far side, and it escapes the zone into center ice. Janic sends it right back into the Bull zone where Romeo has it. Watched by 2 Havoc players, sends it far side. Green tips it into center ice. A lot of Huntsville fans in the building tonight, and you'll be able to hear them. Well, not tonight, today. It's always fun when the visiting team brings fans in. McCabe now through center ice. Sets it up through the slot. Bounces off the Havoc stick, taken by Ryder, and he'll backhand one along the far boards. Nice tip pass ahead. That was Litke. Gives it up near side. Birmingham's Green sends it in, and that's going to be called. A whistle blows. It looked like the linesman was trying to say, well, he's going to call an icing. For a moment there, Greg, I thought he was going to say too many men.
Well, it was a situation there, Jody, where Green came up and literally he was half a foot from the red line. And usually the refs will let that go, but not the case today.
Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart. Birmingham out shooting Huntsville 3-1 thus far. We're just 4 minutes into the game, though. Not really a scoring chance for either team so far. A good scoring chance, that is.
No, not yet.
Dylan Stewart on the draw for Huntsville. Birmingham controls. In near corner, Brierly puts the brakes on, can't get away from Larson. Now Thurston goes down. Loose puck comes along the near boards and played through center ice. Palmer sends it back in. Behind the net, through the goal line, up through center ice, off the stick of Glover. No icing. Played behind the net by Huntsville. There's a centering pass out in front. That one deflects into the stands and out of play. So a face-off will come up to the left of Mike Robinson.
And I believe, Jody, with that going up off of Palmer, that face-off will be down to Robinson's left, and it is. So a little break there for the Bulls. Good look by Rose. He's trying to get a puck on net after that battle in the corner.
Well, now we got Glover and Rose on the ice for the first time tonight together, playing up front with Kozarev. If anything can happen, at least creatively in the offensive zone, these 3 guys will be able to deliver for Birmingham. But you got to win control of the face-off first, which Huntsville did. Elkstown goes down. Penalty coming up on the play. As Elkstown went down, there will be a tripping call, delayed penalty on the Bulls. Robinson out of his own net. 6-on-5 skaters at this point. Charlie Risk sends one behind the net, played by Huntsville. Ruffin sends one into the Bull zone, and the puck just delayed a minute, enough for offside to be called. But Birmingham will go on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. And I don't know if it was Glover or Rose.
Carson Rose.
He's still arguing about the call, but look, it was. You can't argue about all of them, or you sooner or later will go upon deaf ears.
Right.
I thought it was a good call.
Well, one of those ones, Jody, where coming in, especially through the neutral zone, when you're chasing somebody, you've either got to move your feet or use your stick. And in that case, Carson Rose chose to use his stick. Just got a little bit too much of him.
Yeah.
Down he goes, and they're going to call that.
Huntsville on the power play this year, good for 4th in the league, 21% success rate. They've scored 22 power play goals and 105 chances. Birmingham's penalty kill, still a work in progress to say the least. They're dead last in the league. 74% of the time they kill the penalty without giving up a goal, but have given up 23 power play goals.
6 guys dropped on the ice there after that draw, Joe. You look like bowling pins.
Now Rose goes in, or excuse me, that's Romeo comes in, loses the puck, shot taken, save made by Stewart, and he made it look routine, and that was anything but a routine save as the puck squirted to the far post. On the power play, Dylan Stewart takes a shot, save made, rebound loose, picked up by Larson. Back to wrist. Larson thought about it. Now he comes to that face-off circle, sends one wide. Back at the point, Risk. In front, deflected, save made by Stewart. Risk just inside the blue line, save made. Larson has it. Drops it for Stewart. Played down low. Ledzianko interferes with the play and is able to get the puck out of the zone and back into the Huntsville end of the ice. Charlie Risk has it.
I think that's why pressure is so important on the penalty kill, Jody. For issues like that coming up, you do not want to give them time to set up.
Giannis sends one for Finstrom. Finstrom lost control. It goes high in the air, drops along the near boards, and the Bulls clear as Glover sends it down.
Good job by Glover identifying that puck up in the air. Jody came down, clears the zone, and here comes the Havoc. 30
seconds remaining on the power play for Huntsville. Janich gives it to Finstrom, brings it into the Bull zone. Ruffin in front for Fries, and that one knocked off his stick, and the Bulls clear. We're down to the last 15 seconds of power play time remaining for Huntsville. It's loose behind that Huntsville goal line near the corner. Still being tied up. Birmingham's happy to to tie it up. More time off the clock, and Birmingham's killed the penalty and are back at full and even strength. Janich takes a hit from Rose. The puck comes free in center ice, and as two players converge, the puck deflected into the stands and out of play. Good power play kill, or penalty kill that is, for the Bulls.
Well, the strongest part of a good penalty kill, Jody, is goaltending, and that's where Hayden Stewart, he came up
Definitely.
there. Especially off that first draw where everything was just totally discombobulated all over the place. Bodies all over the ice, and Huntsville walked right in on Hayden Stewart. You said he made it look routine.
Made it look routine.
But, man, that is a big save. And then to be set and ready for rebounds, great job by Hayden Stewart early here for the Bulls.
All right, back at 5-on-5 hockey. Elkston has it, thought about going in, but it would have been an offside, so he pulls it back. Birmingham sends it into the Huntsville zone. McCabe with it. To Gio Procopio. Sends it ahead for Reginato into the Bull zone. Tries to get past Matthews. He can't. Reginato in the corner. Still has the puck. He'll try a wrap around. Goes through the crease. Good play by Reginato, but it didn't work. Now McTavish takes down his man. That's pretty close, Greg.
Yeah.
To a trip, but it will play on. Okay. Elkston went down. Puck tied up. Now Elkston and McTavish fighting along the far boards. Penalty coming up. This one is going to come against Huntsville, I suppose.
Wow.
The referee, Chris Henry, was watching the play in the corner while two players had control of the puck, one for each team, so I wasn't sure who the penalty was on, but this one's going to go against Elkston.
Well, one of those ones, Jody, where you talk about how the Bulls might have got away with one there where McTavish took Elkstam into the boards. Kind of funny, they were both standing straight up and they both hit the boards and went down, but McTavish pinned him against the boards.
Elbowing's the call on Elkstam.
And that's exactly it. Through that battle, Jody, Elkstam came up when he got up, threw an elbow at McTavish, and the ref was watching the whole thing, so we'll take it.
Birmingham scored 25 power play goals so far this season, good for third in the league, 26% success rate. Huntsville's penalty kill, excellent, second in the league, only giving up 16 power play goals. on the season. Birmingham starts it out. Kozarev with the puck. Gains that blue line, sends it around the boards. Procopio kicks it for McCabe, who has it. Look out, a clearing pass right off his own defense. Robinson, alert enough to see that and kept it from going in. That's almost an on goal. Birmingham drops it back for Rose. That was Brierly. Just inside the blue line. In front, Rose, a deflection. Save made. He's banged into the post. Net comes off its moorings. Now Rose didn't appreciate what McCabe did. He lifted his stick up as he skated by, and this one, Greg, is starting out to get a little chippy early on in this hockey game.
Well, it's definitely wet and wild for sure, Jody. I'll say that. There's a little bit of everything tonight, and bodies flying everywhere, nets flying everywhere, and guys are going to do whatever it's going to take today to get 2 points out of this hockey game.
Minute 17 remaining on the elbowing penalty to Elkstum. Rose lucky, in my opinion, he didn't get a little unsportsmanlike or something on that as the whistle had blown. He was taken into the net, but I didn't really see anything dirty or nasty about that, did you?
No.
Just hockey. Face-off outside the Huntsville zone, controlled by the Bulls. Romeo sends it near side for Phil Ledzianko. He'll drop it back, and Romeo will set the power play behind his own net with a minute of power play time remaining. Ryan Romeo ahead for Phil Ledzianko. Gets away from Ruffin, and there's a spinnering pass for Litke. His shot goes wide, right side. Romeo sends it around the boards. He couldn't get it completely through, and Ryder clears for Huntsville. Ruffin's quick, newcomer for Huntsville. He's definitely a quick skater. Ledzianko, Phil, that is, took him down. I don't believe they're going to call that. Behind the net, it's left for Romeo. We're down to 30 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. As they'll change power play unit. Romeo off the boards. There comes straight out for Higgins, who takes the shot. An easy save made by Robinson. I say an easy save,
yeah,
but
I was gonna say.
He just made it look easy. It was a great save.
That's one of those ones, Jody, where you see those partitions in the glass. There's a lot of them here in Pelham. And that dump in, the puck came straight out to Ledzianko, cruising in, and Robinson made a very alert save there, got down, posted up against his side post there, got his shoulders up high, and Ledzianko with a good shot, better save.
Face-off controlled and sent the length of the ice out of his net. Stewart leads it. We're down to 15 seconds of power play time remaining on the Bulls' first power play opportunity of the night. Brierly drops it back. Now Rose sends it far side, Kozarev. Down low, Kozarev with the puck. Down to the last 2 seconds of power play time remaining. Now we're back at full strength. Rose takes a centering pass. And a nice one. Rose was right on the doorstep as he took that pass from Glover, but Robinson slammed the door shut, and that one did not get through. Both goaltenders, Greg, starting, and it started with Hayden Stewart, that side-to-side save there that looked so smooth. You would think, oh, that's an easy save, a kid could do it. But both goaltenders really making the difficult look easy.
Well, that's one with Robinson there, Jody. He's got the top goal scorer on the Bulls right on his doorstep, sitting right in front. Great pass from the corner. Rose all alone in front. And like I said, these goalies are making it look easy today. And it's so hard as a goalie. It's just to come across and have that composure. And I think that's what we're seeing, where they just come across and they make it look so simple. Because a lot of the times as a goalie, I mean, I let in more goals, Jody, when I move too much for a puck and then I open up and create holes. But you can see Stewart and Robinson, they're just come across. They drop down in that butterfly and they're so smooth. And Rose had absolutely nothing being in that tight.
If you want to win a championship, you need goaltending like that. You need guys that are going to make that incredible game-saving save, but you must have somebody to make saves like this to keep the other teams off the scoreboard, and you're not chasing goals all night. These two teams play good hockey together. It's very entertaining hockey.
Absolutely. That's one thing Coach told me back in the day, Jody. If you can make one save that nobody else can make, that makes you a 55-goal scorer in this league.
Face-off to the right of Robinson. Now Mason Palmer, I'm not sure what he was signaling the referee about, but movement along the near boards here from Green and wrist. Birmingham has control. Matthews, a shot whistled wide. Bounced off the board straight for Alger, and he'll set it up for Larson. A backhanding pass broken up by the Bulls, and it's sent to the far boards. Played there, kept alive by Stewart. Centers one for Larson. He takes the shot. That one deflects behind the net. Now Green has it. Higgins scored sitting ahead, but he missed him. Charlie Risk intercepts that pass. He gives it for Alger. Knocked away from him, and Huntsville will have to vacate the Birmingham zone. 9 minutes to go here in the first period. No score. Both teams, one power play each. Nothing to show for it. Birmingham out shooting Huntsville so far by an 11-4 margin. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but as the play is whistled dead, this is going to be an icing call. Face-off will come back into the Huntsville zone.
It's close, Jody. I've got 9-3, but there were a couple of those that were close on the side of the net and double bangs and stuff like that. But like I like to look for the true, legit shots and saves on net. So
if you look down there, Greg, just to our left along the glass, just off of the Huntsville bench, there's diagrams drawn, and I believe it's in a Sharpie permanent ink.
It is.
They're still up on the boards as if they couldn't be cleaned off the glass. Maybe I'm OCD, but that drives me crazy. I don't like that. I wish they'd get up there and do something about it. I will notice it all night long. Dorsey for Birmingham chips it along near side. Kipledzianko has it, and he'll send it far side. Back to pick it up is Ryder. No icing as Terry Ryder gets it ahead to Finstrom. He's checked on the play. Now loose puck picked up by the Bulls. Send it ahead to Kozarev. One man back defensively. In front looking for Rose. That one just deflected wide. He couldn't get his stick on the puck. Now a shot sent in from the point. Save made by Robinson. Loose puck in the Huntsville zone. Birmingham's Rose had a chance at it, but his pass was deflected away as he was trying to set Kozarev up. Rose and Don Procopio going in. The puck squirts free, picked up by Ryder for Huntsville. And he'll send one out through center ice. Elkston drops it for Finstrom. Brierly on him. Loose puck picked up by Thurston of Birmingham. Right in front of Stewart. 7.5 to go, first period, no score. Litke in front of the Bulls bench, sends one far side. Bulls gain the zone in front for Higgins. He knocked it out of the air. A nice play by Higgins to even get the shot off. Not sure if it would have counted if it went in, but really a nice hand-eye coordination play for Higgins. Got the shot off. Robinson makes the save.
Very smart move by Higgins there, Jody. He waited for that puck. It popped up in the air, went about 2 feet over his head, and Higgins waited for it to drop down about chest level and then just clipped it out of the air, dropping it down towards the 5-hole of Robinson, but he was there to make the save.
Faced off, 2 Robinsons left. Came right in on Robinson. If he's not really aware of where that puck is, that one was going to squirt through his legs.
Yep, that one came in and just flipped up off of wrist stick, Jody, his defenseman, and Robinson had to handle that one. Those are a little bit tricky.
We'll try it again. Clark and Matthews defensively out for Birmingham with Higgins, Litke, and I believe that's Wilson, far side right wing. Ruffin on the draw for Huntsville. Controlled by Birmingham. Shot taken, save made off the stick of Matthews. And Robinson once again, he's not going to give the rebound up. He'll just try it, grab it, hold it. Another face-off is Huntsville will change lines.
And once again, easy enough looking save, Jody, but there was a lot of traffic there from Matthews. For that puck to get through, it probably went past about 4 different players, 2 Huntsville, 2 Birmingham. So the Bulls doing a good job getting in front of Robinson, trying to take his eyes away.
Puck gets away from both centermen. It's played along the near side in the Huntsville zone behind the net. Ryder has it. Now Palmer sends it into the Bull zone. Clark will go pick it up for the Bulls. Reginato on him. Played into the near corner. Wilson has it. Matthews takes it away and banks one into center ice. Off the glove of Ryder. As Birmingham changes line, Huntsville's Reginato banks one ahead for Fries. He'll send one in deep. Romeo along the near side for Phil Ledzianko. Cross eyes pass for McTavish. Sends it into the far corner. Ledzianko for his brother Phil. He just turns, spins, sends one behind the net where his brother Kip has it. Centers a pass. There's a shot taken by Phil Ledzianko, deflected into the netting, out of play. You see what they're trying to do.
Yes.
They really do understand and know where each they're going to be. But in this league, it's not quite the same as in Division III. It's harder to do what they're trying to do.
Yes. And that's one thing where one was behind the net and then just automatically knows his brother's coming to the top of the slot. I mean, it was just A to B and then back to C. And good shot on net. Huntsville was there, sticking the shooting lane, sent it out of play.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. That's Buster Larson. Sends one all the way into the Bull zone. Picked up by Aldridge, so no icing. He drops it behind the goal line. Ryan Romeo fighting for control along with Buster Larson. Now Phil Ledzianko comes in to try and kick it free. Along the near boards, kicked out, and going after is McTavish. McTavish couldn't get around wrist, got the shot off, but it hit the side of the cage. Loose puck, centers a pass for Glover in front row. Save made. Brierly on the rebound finds the loose puck just at the bottom of that face-off circle. And the pressure and the shots low paid off as Brierly found the rebound and give the Bulls a 1-0 lead.
And you saw it, Jody. Rhodes with a little chip pass to the slot. Looked to make a shot himself. Shot came in, rebound out, and Brierly just snuck in off the left point and was just waiting for that one. Robinson made the first big save, but could not get across to get Brierly from that angle. Brierly made no mistake and buried it. Bulls up 1-0.
That'll be Brierly's 5th goal of the season. Here's the call.
Scored by number 6, Taylor Brierly. His 5th goal of the season. The assist, number 15, Carson Rose, and number 19, Drake Glover.
Glover and Rose on the assist for Brierly's 5th of the season, leads all Bulls in scoring. 14-19 the time of the goal. Bulls up 1-0 as Huntsville has the puck in the Bulls zone. There's a nice centering pass for Ruffin. His shot goes wide. Birmingham, they hurry 2-on-1. Kozarev with the puck, has Rose streaking. Cuts through the slot. Kozarev, a shot just wide of that far post. Picked up by McCabe. He tried to clear, but it came right to his own man. And Huntsville will put it into the Bull zone.
I really like that lineup, Jody. Rose, Kozarev, and Glover making some things happen here late in the first.
We talked about that early on when we seen them on the ice and said that's if it's going to come from anywhere, that line will produce it, and they did. Back the other way, that's Fenstrom with the puck. Matthews cuts him off, now it's loose, center and pass. Ryder, a shot knocked down in front, never made it through. Elkston had the puck, lost it, and Birmingham clears and will change lines. Risk sends it far side for Elkston. He'll return one for Charlie. Behind his own net. Ledzianko waiting for him to move. He'll send it near side, Terry Ryder. Through center eye, Fenstrom's pass knocked down by McTavish. He'll pick the loose puck up. He does gain the zone, but the Bulls' Ledzianko skates it the other way. Centering pass from his brother Phil. Kip has it. There's that save made as Romeo bared down a snapshot from just at basically the top of that far face-off circle. Nice play once again by the Ledzianko twins. Romeo almost converts.
Good job by the Bulls working it low to high, Jody. They had an opportunity. I'm wondering if Ledzianko, if he had that one again, if he wouldn't go for the wraparound on the far side.
Yeah,
but
good point.
With Romeo coming in, he was wide open, Jody. Ledzianko saw that, fed Romeo, and that's a great shot. Great one-timer by Romeo. And Robinson once again with another big save and took the Bulls 15 shot the first time, Jody. So that makes for a long night. You got to put 15 more on them to get another one.
Birmingham, for all you numerical geeks like I am, if you're into numerology, still don't understand this stat, but it seems to work. Birmingham is 10-1-1 when scoring the first goal. So if those numbers stand up, maybe we can grab another couple of points tonight, Greg.
Well, the word is statistician, Jody, not
It's just weird to me how one goal seems to matter that much
It's all about
in
momentum.
a hockey game.
Yep.
Reginato with it near boards. He spins away from Ledzianko, and he'll send it. Can't get it past Dorsey, though. As Huntsville has to vacate the Bull zone, and Birmingham clears. Now it's loose. At center ice, still loose, picked up by Fries. Ledzianko covers him, sent behind the net. Jamie Dorsey has it for Birmingham. It's taken away by Huntsville. Centers a pass, Reginato with a nice play for Fries. But they couldn't convert. Near side, puck is loose in front of that Bulls bench. McTavish clears. 3:10 to go, first period. Birmingham up by a score of 1-0. Whipped around the boards, it'll come near side, picked up by Stewart. Dorsey knocked him off the play, and Carson Rose lines one off the boards for Glover. Drake Glover with 3 men back. Drops one for Romeo, looking for Kozarev. It got through everyone, no shot taken. Dylan Stewart will play it for Huntsville. Through center ice. Larson had it, lost it. Bulls take control. Quickly ahead to Kozarev. Tried to set it up for Glover. Bounces off his stick, and a big hit there. Thurston on Reginato makes him cough the puck up. There's a shot by Litke as Palmer went down. That one never made it on net, but that's a heck of a shot there by the newcomer, Aiden Litke. Far boards. Matthews turns and sends it right back in. We're down to 2:10 to go here in the first period. Bulls up by 1. That puck bounces right in on Stewart, and with Sam Ruffin bearing down, he puts the mid on top of it and covers up. Now Procopio in front of Hayden Stewart. Little discussion going on there with the Bulls defenseman. I believe that's Kyler Matthews. Nothing will come of it with 2:09 to go here in the first period.
Good shot there by Aiden Lickey coming in, Jody. Good effort by the Huntsville defender there, because Lickey had Wilson sliding in on that back door on the far side. But the Huntsville defender stayed right in between both Bulls players, and Lickey looked real quick, and then he just lit it up for the top corner and just grazed up over the top of the net.
Face off to the left of Hayden Stewart. Looks like Ruffin will be tossed, and in his place, Gio Procopio. Phil Ledzianko for Birmingham. Puck is dropped, controlled by Huntsville. There's Ryder, a shot deflected right on. Through traffic, turned around near side. Huntsville has it. Drop pass for Risk, who'll bring it into the near corner. Charlie Risk in front, nobody there on the centering pass. Comes all the way back to Ryder, who'll drop it. There's a shot taken by Risk. It's deflected wide. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first. Birmingham up by 1. That puck is deflected off of Ruffin. Now he's hit.
Here we go.
Now we got in front Phil Ledzianko right at the blue line. I don't know what started all this, but his brother Kip was involved as well as Sam Ruffin. Now Ryder teamed up over here trying to get a hug, make sure nothing will happen, and it won't. With McTavish, now Ledzianko, Kip that is going to be escorted to the box. Something happened, Greg, right along the near boards here just to the right of the Bulls bench to start all of this. But with 1:41 to go, and you've basically been outplaying Huntsville for most of the period, out shooting them 19-6. The last thing you want to do is give up a power play goal here heading into the intermission.
Well, and that is something, Jody. It had to be something pretty significant, because Ledzianko is not one known to just randomly start,
absolutely
throwing punches and, well, glove punches, slaps, whatever you want to call it. But, doing damage, no. But sending a message for something, yes.
Well, now we're going to call coincidentals.
Go, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 91.
Ledzianko gets a 2-minute roughing.
So maybe that's the answer. Maybe Risk slashed his brother, and the other one came to his defense, and with the slapping and the face washing and everything like that, so the refs will take both of them, and I believe, Jody, this will open up the ice a little bit here. We might have some 4-on-4 hockey.
So no one gets an extra man or a man advantage out of this. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey, as Greg said. Out for Birmingham for the last minute 41, or at least this portion of the 404, is Ryan Romeo. He's out with Drake Glover, Nikita Kozarev, and Jamie Dorsey. Austin Alger on the draw for Huntsville. He's out with Mason Palmer, McCabe, and sharpshooter Buster Larson. Birmingham has control of the puck after the draw. They'll take it far side, drops it back for Dorsey, and he'll vacate the Bull zone. Drake Glover through center ice. 3 men on him. Nice idea, but he dropped it down low to Kozarev, and off the mark. That connects with Kozarev. Birmingham's down low, 2-on-1, but it didn't materialize.
Absolutely. You saw Kozarev. He had a seam there right in the neutral zone, and Dorsey just couldn't hit him.
Now, big hit on Dorsey by McCabe. That's something to keep an eye on as the puck squirts loose through the slot. Under a minute to go in the period as McCabe takes it into the Bull zone. Tries to get past Brierly, and he can't. Brierly ties up McCabe. Near corner, puck squirts free for Birmingham. Phil Edzianko has it. Sets it up for Thurston, brings it in. Thurston, slap shot, save made. Rebound far side. Rose tried to set it up. Bounced off his stick. He gets the puck back, though. Blocker save made by Robinson. 30 seconds left here in the first period of play. Ruffin gets away from Matthews, or excuse me, Jonic in front. Almost had it. Jack Jonic with an unbelievable move. Now Ryder, he sends one wide. We're down to 15 seconds. Behind the net, played by Jonic. Matthews ties him up. Ryder and Brierly come in as well. 10 seconds left here in the first. Birmingham content just to let this clock run, and they'll clear it through center ice, and that'll do it for the first period of play. A very entertaining first period of play. A little chippiness here and there, some pushing and shoving, some excellent goaltending from both netminders. And what you have now is a Birmingham lead at 1-0 with 40 minutes of play to go, which is going to set up a very, very fun last two periods of play, Greg.
Well, Jody, I tell you, coming out to this game today, I thought that we were going to see a game that was going to be kind of very even-steven from everything across the board to offensive puck control, shots on goal, the whole 9 yards. But for the Bulls to outshoot Huntsville 21-7 in the first period, not what I was really expecting to see. However,
no.
I will say that in watching Huntsville just on the the SPHL games when they're playing and stuff like that, it always seems like they come out kind of slow. So it'll be interesting to see how Huntsville comes out here in the second period, and if the Bulls can maintain to keep this pressure on them and continue this drive forward for this quest for 2 points tonight.
Well, Huntsville notoriously, their best period of hockey is the third. If you're just going by strict goal differential, Huntsville is a +7 in the first period, scored 31 goals thus far this season in the first, only giving up 24. But if your theory holds true, Greg, they open it up here in the second period, and they really cut down the goals against. Huntsville's strongest periods are later on. It's like they try and wear you down. Skate, 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 and a little elbow here, a little punch there, a little check there. Birmingham is going to have to play the same type game they did in that first period, but somehow be able to just last just as long as Huntsville.
Sure, very good period there by the Bulls. And like I said, a lot of that period, Jody, it really seemed like a chess match. You know what I mean? Like every time there was a pass, there was either a red jersey or a black jersey or a white jersey on that guy, and it was for both sides, and both teams did a good job. We had excellent goaltending, so hey, exactly what I expected to see coming in today. And the good news is, for us Birmingham homers, 1-0 for the Bulls after one.
And if you're watching as a hockey fan in Huntsville, this is really, there's no difference in the score right now than when it was to start, except for one goal. And when these two teams get together, I mean, it doesn't matter what the score is. It can change just that quickly. Huntsville's got the ability to score 5 just like you're dropping a hat in a bucket. So this one by far a long way to go. At the end of the day, though, do you think Birmingham looks back on that first period with such a wide shot on goal differential and think, man, that's where we lost it. We should have put another 1 or 2 in the net in the first period?
Well, Jody, I think That's why it's so important for the Bulls to get that first goal, because as you can see coming up against Robinson, you know, it's kind of like Tretiak back in the day for Russia. If you score a goal on him, you want to keep the puck and frame it. So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here watching Robinson, because he is every bit up to the same task as Hayden Stewart down in our net. So great goaltending battle going on. I love that aspect of it. Good players on both sides, and we'll see how this one carries over into the second period.
I'm not sure what's going on the ice right now. For those of you watching on Flow Sports Hockey TV, I mean, in hockey, especially at the minor league level, there's always something promotionally going on, and you just never know what it's going to be. And if you're not watching, you have basically three mascots out there. One looks like a two-headed lizard or a salamander. I don't know what the other one is. Maybe it's an anteater, but the kids love it.
Oh, yeah.
I believe this is the same group of people where they somehow are able to eat or just kind of and swallow the next. Eventually, these three are going to turn into two before they leave the ice. So the kids love it, but it's kind of weird to me.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where it's always about the family atmosphere and everything that happens in between the whistles and during those media timeouts. The Bulls crew does a really good job of bringing in top-level entertainment and that kind of stuff. And that's going way back to when Joe Stroud was Art Clarkson back in the day. And, I mean, Jody, we had the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders in. We had NASCAR in. We had the Hanson brothers was another one.
The dynamite guy who blew himself up at center ice.
Dropped down from the rafters. And
they do. You're right. They do such a great job at the Bulls front office. I mean, we're at a Monday afternoon game here, Greg. It's 1 p.m. face-off, and the building's full. I mean, that doesn't just happen by chance. That's because of the hard work the front office puts in. So, you know, I worked with those guys back in the 90s in the East Coast days. I know what kind of hard work it takes going in. But to do this, especially when we're seventh in the league, you know, standings-wise, you got to really understand they do a great job here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to play an interview I had with head coach Craig Simchuk prior to the game. So if it sounds a little weird, it is, because it was taken before the game, much less at the end of one period of play. So stay with us. I'll be back with Craig Simchuk, head coach of the Birmingham Bulls, in a moment. Score at the end of one period of play. Birmingham 1, Huntsville 0.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch.
This is a shout-out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it,
Our intra-state rival, the Huntsville Havoc. Craig, this is kind of a different day, a different way of preparing, a different type preparation than a regular 7 o'clock face-off. And I know you used to have these games when you were a player, and now as a coach. As far as game day or the night before, what kind of preparations are different for an afternoon game than normally an evening game?
Yeah, I don't know if the night before affects the players and the staff as much as the day of. A lot of players and coaches included have game day routines. If it's pregame skate or what time they eat their pregame meal or what time we have meetings. So everything's shifted and altered by a few hours by having an afternoon game. So well, it'll be interesting to see. I know Huntsville is obviously getting up early, getting on the bus and driving in this morning. So maybe they will throw their routine off too.
All right. When you talk about routines on a regular game day, when a 7 o'clock face-off, most hockey players, at least back when I was traveling too, not even being a hockey player, you get an afternoon nap in. You know, you go to the morning skate, go have a bite to eat for lunch, come back, relax, a couple hours nap, go to the arena. Exactly what now is different for a 1 p.m. face-off? You can't have the afternoon nap, so what typically would you call a routine for a 1 p.m. face-off?
Me personally, if I was a player, I would try to get 2 meals in. So I would probably wake up a little bit earlier, get a good breakfast, and then maybe a quick walk or a light workout to get the legs going, and then try to have a meal again before you head to the rink. So some guys would probably be different and just have one big meal and sleep in a little bit longer, get more rest. But me personally, I would try to get 2 meals in and try to get the legs going out of bed and get awake.
Do any of the players come in on an afternoon face-off and get a little morning skate in, whether it be just to stretch the legs, the back, or what have you, or did everybody stay away from the arena this morning?
Everyone stayed away this morning. I know a few guys were up at the gym, so a few guys went over to our 24E gym and got a quick workout. If it's a 15-minute bike ride or a stretch, maybe some guys will roll out or use the massage guns just to get feeling good, and then go home and get a meal before they come.
Last month and a half has not been the best of times for the Birmingham Bulls. We're trying to find our way through some personnel issues, some injuries and call-ups and whatnot. But the last 3 games seems to be a little bit different of a hockey team than I saw prior to that. I mean, we've won 2 of the last 3, and the last one we dropped by just 1 goal. What's your thoughts on that? Have we turned a corner, or is it just the same team playing better or getting more personnel back in the lineup?
I think definitely adding some guys back. I know last game, or on Friday, Hayden Stewart being inserted back definitely helps out the workload with Lotzie. Having Carson Rose back in the lineup helps offensively, but I do think guys are starting to figure it out. The systems, the structure that we play with, and gaining some confidence. I really see Phil Lezianko playing with a lot more confidence, a lot more speed out there. So those are all positive attributes that are contributing to the whole team's success right now.
Okay, speaking of Phil and Kip just comes back from the East Coast League. He's on a 3-game scoring streak. Both of those surprised me in one way. They play physical. I'd never expected 2 college kids, twins, not really that big, to come in and try and do the physical aspect of the game, but lately that's what they've been doing. They're throwing their bodies around.
No, they have, and they're not the biggest of players, but it's something we talk about. We want everybody playing physical, not just our big players. Everyone's got to finish checks and do the small things. One of their best qualities as players, and not many people would recognize this, is their counter hits. When they have the puck and the opponent is coming to try to check them or hit them, they use their body so well to protect the puck and actually counter hit the opponent. Not many guys can do that. I know Peter Forsberg was probably one of the best ever, and they have one of those qualities.
All right, Hayden Stewart back in the lineup. I never really realized just how much of a loss it was when he was out the 6 weeks he was, until he came back in and just played lights out in Roanoke. What does it do to the team's confidence, the defensemen in front of them, the forwards, how they play in the offensive zone? How does that change their game? Can you take a few more chances now that Hayden's in, or is that just a mental thing?
I think our team has full confidence in both goalies. Definitely, he's a top goaltender in this league, and it's proven. His size is definitely intimidating to the other teams. They're not seeing a lot of mesh when they look down on him. He doesn't have a lot of holes. And it's funny, a lot of people don't realize that Lotz and Stewie are very different goaltenders. Lotz's smaller but quicker down low and more movement. Hayden's more technical and bigger. Both great at playing the puck, but it's the confidence that having put either goalie in, really does help our back end and our forwards. Like you said, we could take a little more chances knowing that if there is a turnover or mistake, they're going to have your back every night.
Well, while Hayden Stewart's been out injured, Austin Lotz is, in my opinion, has saved the season for us. Without him, we're not even in the position we are now. He's been stellar in that. Those two together have a different dynamic. This duo of Stewart and Lotz is competitive, but it's supportive as well. One's not hoping the other to fall down so he can take a spot. It's kind of an odd issue to me when you're in a competitive environment like that, when there only can be one netminder, but yet both of them want the other one to do perfect.
And that's exactly it. They're the backbone of this team. They've been here for years. They're best friends. They run goalie camps together. They do roofing projects together. They're so supportive of one another, and I think everybody feeds off that. They want to see their partner have success, and like you said, it's rare to see that dynamic at this level or at any level of pro hockey. Every goalie wants the net. They want to play every game. These guys obviously the same, but they understand if it's not their turn, what their role is.
Nobody bats an eye, but talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur Services.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a tool, nobody bats an eye, but talk nicely.
Jody Chernesky and Greg Dravity back at the Pelham Civic Complex. About to start the second period of play. Both teams will be a man down. Will be 4-on-4 hockey for another 19 seconds unless something else is called. Birmingham with a 1-0 advantage after 20 minutes of play, out shooting Huntsville by a 3-1 margin at 21 shots on goal for Birmingham, 7 for Huntsville. Now again, I say that with knowing that there's one or two shots here or there that probably are off based on what you and I are keeping track of, Drav, but nonetheless, it's pretty indicative of the way the period went.
Definitely, Jody. You saw the Bulls came out. They came out aggressive on that forecheck. Did not give Huntsville any room to really get anything going offensively. And I think that's going to be the key. Huntsville did have an opportunity on their power play, but Hayden Stewart stood tall. And then same thing on the other side. When the Bulls had a power play opportunity, Robinson was there to stand tall. And the Bulls did come away with one goal by Brierly, jumping in from the point on a give from Rose, who got the pass from Glover, and that was the only scoring of the first period. So as we sit right now, the Bulls are up 1-0 on the Huntsville Havoc going into the second period.
Now, you've mentioned really all year long, but emphatically the last 2 or 3 games, Greg, how Birmingham needs to get those shots on goal low, not high, not top shelf, but low. And that's exactly what happened on Brierly's goal. A shot was taken low, bounced off the pads. No one can control a rebound when it's bounced off the pads like that. It's up for grabs. Brierly was there.
That's more and more goals as they're coming in. Even in the NHL, Jody, is something you look at nowadays. You don't see the typical highlight goals where they're going top glove all the time. Guys are coming in. These big goaltenders, they're looking 5-hole, they're looking low. It's just those old greasy goals that we used to love back in the East Coast days.
Well, crowd getting into it. Noise meters are going crazy here. That's one of the things I don't like about that noise meter. Boy, it can really get loud in here at times. And when you got the mics on and the headsets on, Greg, it's kind of even hard to hear each other. But back to action here, 11 to 5 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. As both teams now exit the penalty box, we're at 5-on-5. Don Procopio behind his own net. And now we'll start basically the second period as Kip Ledzianko loses it. Buster Larson picks it up, sends one in front, looking at least in front of the net, couldn't connect. Birmingham's McTavish tips one into center ice all the way down, and this one will be an icing on the play as Sam Ruffin was in front of goaltender Hayden Stewart. Pass eludes him, or that would have been a scoring chance right off for Huntsville.
Well, definitely one of those situations where I'm not opposed to this icing call, Jody, because it gives you a chance to get everybody set where you want them, especially with 4-on-4 hockey. Guys coming out of the box, making changes on the bench. This just slows the game down and lets you get back on track.
Off the draw, that puck went right in on Hayden Stewart, who just puts the mid on top of it and covers it up. Dylan Stewart was right there, so we'll just do it again. Birmingham will change defensive pairings as Taylor Brierly and Thurston will come out now, and off goes Ryan Romeo and Jamie Dorsey. Stewart on the draw for Huntsville. McTavish for Birmingham is loose along the near side. Palmer just sends it around the boards. Kip Ledzianko had a whack at it but couldn't get it out. Now it's behind the goal line, picked up by McCabe, the defenseman. Sets it up for Stewart. Thurston on him. On the far boards, there's a centering pass for Alger. His shot whistled wide. Larson picks the rebound up along the near wall. Alger had it tipped away. That was McCabe as Kip Ledzianko knocks that away. Birmingham will change lines. Taken into the bull zone by Stewart. His shot knocked down by Thurston. There's another shot. I'm not sure if Stewart knows where it is, but that shot taken along the near wall here. Got past everyone. You're the goaltender. What happened on that, Greg?
Well, one of those ones, Jody, where you saw Stewart. He went down and closed off against his post there. That's just Havoc. And Stewart getting that puck on the wall, you don't think a guy would shoot from there, but he just ripped a good low shot, hit Stewart in the stomach, and carried him down into his blocker. So good job by Stewart, just being aware.
Off the draw, puck loose along the near wall. Higgins tried to get it out. He got it to Wilson, who did. Now the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off here in the neutral zone. 18:25 to go, second period, Bulls up by a score of 1-0.
That's one thing I've noticed, Jody. So far in the first period, like Buster Larson has not been a factor in this game so far, but he's that type of guy. You may not see him show up for 2 periods and all of a sudden in the third.
Now here we go.
Yep.
That's Cole Reginato and the newcomer Licky for Birmingham giving each other a push and shove. before the puck is dropped. Reginato might be trying to still give him a whack with a stick. He may be inviting him to go, as Litke's only in his second period as a Birmingham Bull. Matthews whips one around the far boards. Higgins will pick it up for Birmingham. Kyler Matthews ahead for Wilson. Far corner. Litke going in after it. Huntsville comes up with the puck. As Fries with a shot deflected nicely by the Bulls defense. Loose along the near boards. Kozarev chips it out. Huntsville will have it in their own zone. Out of his net, Stewart plays it around the boards and out. Rose had it bounce off his stick. Kozarev just sends it in. Played by Huntsville. Kozarev knocked that clearing pass down but couldn't control it. Huntsville gets it ahead, and that's Elkston with the puck. Banks went off the boards against the back of the net, still loose. Finstrom was there, Romeo as well, but Phil Ledzianko comes up with the puck for Birmingham, and he'll skate free. Takes a couple of whacks there from Finstrom. He'll send it into the corner. He goes and chases it down himself. Puck squirts right out in front. Elkston clears it away before McTavish had a shot at it as a funny hop off the boards gave Birmingham a scoring chance.
McTavish just couldn't get his stick out from the Havoc defender there behind the net, or the Bulls could have had another one.
Kip Ledzianko jumps over McCabe, gives it to Phil Ledzianko. His shot sent far side, picked up by Huntsville, and they'll clear it through center ice. Loose in the Bulls zone. Phil Ledzianko has it. Far side, McTavish gives it to Brierly. It's poked away from him, but Kip Ledzianko finds it, sends a shot on, save made. Now Higgins tried to send it in deep, knocked down by Huntsville, and they'll clear. Both teams trying to find their footing here in the second period. We're 16-17 to go. Here in the second, Bulls up by one. Huntsville will send it in. This one's going to be an icing as Brierly goes back to touch up. Faceoff will come back in the Huntsville zone.
Well, I think you can definitely get the feel here, Jody, that the strategic kind of chess match is starting to diminish a little bit here. And you can see the game starting to open up, and guys are starting to stretch in that neutral zone, trying to get something going offensively in both directions.
Mike Robinson's played in every game against the Bulls. As good of a goaltender as he has been all year long, and we discussed that at the start of this game. He's given up 10 goals now to Birmingham in less than, well, basically in 8 periods of hockey. So Birmingham can find the mark against him. It's just not easy to do for the remainder of the league, as Litsky's shot, easy save made by Robinson. Palmer tips it ahead for Gio Procopio. Matthews on him. It's poke free. Matthews tried to send it deep, and he finally gets it behind the net. Played far side Janich. For Ryder return, Jack Janich through center ice. Takes a hit there by Clark. Nice play. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls, Matthews. Clark couldn't clear. Gio Procopio has it. Clark takes it away from him and sent near side. Kozarev coughs it up. Janich in front for Gio Procopio. Not sure he got all of that. But nonetheless, it didn't go in. Played behind the net of Stewart. Along the far near side board, chipped out by Kozarev back into the Huntsville zone. Don Procopio had it bounce off his stick. Look out, Rose has a shot at it, but it's just a little too far. Puck had a little more mustard on it. If it didn't, Rose is gone. Now they tried to set one up for McCabe, knocked away by Stewart. Played by Larson. There's a centering pass, blocker saving a nice one made by Stewart. Rose looking for the pass. Couldn't catch up with it, sent back into the Bulls' zone, and this one's going to be whistled down on an offside on Huntsville with 14:44 to go here in the second period. First media timeout of the second period.
I'll tell you what, Jody, after Carson Rose was almost off to the races there on his breakaway in Huntsville, Robinson played a crossover. They got it up very quickly. That's a great stick check there by Dorsey, or McCabe would have been gone on a breakaway just as quick down on Hayden Stewart.
So first 5 minutes of the second period in the books. Doesn't look like to me that the Birmingham game plan has kind of changed all that much. It looks just to be more of the same. Huntsville, on the other hand, still trying to find that one or two extra pass here or there. I don't know. Do you see any difference in Huntsville thus far?
Well, what I see, Jody, is I see Huntsville employing that system that Birmingham played against them in the first period. You can see Birmingham definitely has a lot more pressure trying to break out of our zone down low, and Huntsville's definitely being more aggressive on their forecheck right now. So we'll see how that turns out here as we continue off. Just a little over 5 minutes here into the second period.
Bulls up 1-0, face-off in the Huntsville zone. Phil Edzianko along with Dylan Stewart for Huntsville. Now Stewart looks like he's going to be tossed. He's not happy about it. The linesman trying to discuss. Now he's going to let him come back in. McCabe picks the loose puck up off the draw and sends it down the length of the ice. Icing will be called on Huntsville. Now, Greg, let me ask you this. We just saw something that was clear that Stewart was going to be tossed. He didn't like it. He had a discussion with the linesman that's about to drop the puck, and all of a sudden he was allowed back into that face-off dot. Why?
Well, it could be a multitude of things. Whatever he said, the linesman listened to him, so hey, as far as I'm concerned, it saves us from having to wait for somebody else to go out and come back in. I'm just like, drop the puck and let's go.
Let's go. I've always told the story of Mickey Jaskell, the old WHA linesman who refused to drop the puck until 20 seconds had passed. Off the draw, Birmingham, a centering pass through the slot, knocked away by Huntsville's McCabe, and they'll clear into center ice. Now off the bank from the boards, McTavish couldn't get his shot in. It's loose along the near side, played by Romeo. He sends one in that was just high and deflected off the blocker of Robinson out of play. And that's your example of if that shot's low, there could be a deflection, there could be a bounce, there could be anything happen, but because the shot was high, it was easily deflected out of play.
Right, and that's the key. A goalie's hands, very seldomly do you get rebounds off those, Jody, especially nowadays with their blocker. They angle it up, the puck hits it, careens up into the netting and stuff like that. Down low off the pads, that's when the action happens.
Face off to the left of Mike Robinson. Ben Higgins will be tossed and Wilson will come in his spot. We'll see how Wilson fares. Loose. Scorched through the slot, picked up by Huntsville's Ryder. He'll send it ahead to Reginato. Brierly on him. Brierly rides him out of the play, and now the puck is loose behind the Bulls' goal. Still loose. Being fought for, it comes right out in that face-off circle for Fisher. Robbie Fisher had the shot at it.
And Jody, that's dangerous right there, because what happens when that puck's down low, if you just keep it as a 2-on-2 with both the Bulls defenders down there against two Havoc, you're fine because the man out front is picked up by the centerman. In that situation, Kozarev got down low. We have 3 against 2 and lost the battle, and that left to Huntsville. I think it was Freeze all alone in front, and great save by Hayden Stewart.
Face off in the Bull zone, controlled by Huntsville. They'll keep it in just barely as Ryder sends one around into the corner, near side. Ryder tried to poke it back for Fisher, taken away, and look out, here comes Kozarev, right wing side, puts the brakes on, drops it back. Matthews, a shot, save made. Now Robinson, a nice little Hollywood job there acting as it had been shot. Now here we go, we got Matthews dropping the gloves, and they're gonna go right at center ice with Connor Fries. Matthews, Fries, while the play still being tied up to the right of Mike Robinson. These two are all alone. Now finally the linesman gets a look at it, and the other one comes in. Now a right taken by Fries. Another right, left by Matthews. A big uppercut by Matthews. He's holding on with his right. Tying up Fries. Not a lot being given out.
Let him go.
Except for that one uppercut by Matthews that connected.
Get out of there.
Now they're still being tied up. Not a lot of punches thrown, but Fries connected with a good right. Matthews connected with a good left, and then an uppercut. Stirs the crowd up. Nobody's hurt. Everybody's fine. That's hockey.
Yeah, you see Matthews going to the box, Jody, and he's looking at Freeze saying, hey, what's going on here? You wanted to go, let's go. And the linesmen were in there pretty quick and, breaking it up. I get that from a safety standpoint, Jody, but clearly you've got two guys that want to throw.
For fighting, number 91, Connor Fries, 2 minutes for fighting. Birmingham penalty, number 74, Kyler Matthews, 5 minutes for fighting.
Matthews, this is coincidentals for fighting. The odd part about that was, don't forget, Robinson went down after the play had been blown dead, and it was obvious an acting job. Trying to draw the penalty, and that's smart.
And that was Rose cutting through the front of the crease, Jody. Rose cut through. Little bit of contact with Robinson, but a little bit of Hollywood on that from Robinson too. And then this melee breaks out, and they clearly want to step off and go, so here we go back to
they
action.
snuck off the center ice with nobody around them. Now the puck is loose behind the Huntsville net, played by the Havoc. They'll try and clear it out. Romeo knocked it down, kept it alive, but a whistle blows. I believe they're going to call this for the high stick, so a face-off will come up. But nonetheless, those two guys, both Matthews and Fries, I don't know if they discussed it beforehand or what, but they quickly went to their own spot of the ice where they knew they wouldn't be bothered to throw those punches.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see round two before this is over, Jody.
I want to keep an eye out on two players, Cole Reginato and Trevor Thurston. I know that may be an odd combination, but watch out for those two as the puck is played off the boards right in on Stewart. Now, that was Janic. Jack Janic came in and kind of gave a snow blow there to Stewart.
Returning the favor, so definitely as this style of play continues, Jody.
It's getting heated a little bit.
It opens up and you mentioned Thurston. I wouldn't mind Reginato and Dorsey throwing some bombs. That'd be good to see.
I just have this feeling, and I may be wrong, but I have this feeling that those two, now there's a big hit in front of the Bulls bench, and of all people, Kip Ledzianko on McCabe, loose puck in the corner of the Bulls zone, played by Huntsville. Now there's a shot, a dangerous one by Ledzianko through traffic, but somehow Robinson made the save. Now Phil Ledzianko through center ice gets away from one, tries to split two. He does, but no one there as he drops the puck off. A great play by Ledzianko, but he had no help, Greg.
Yeah, it's tough when you're 1-on-4, Jody, in that area. You get the puck there in the high slot, you just want to throw it on net.
Played by Robinson around the far boards. Dangerous pass through the slot, but it connects. But they can't control, and Birmingham sends it right back in. Now bank off the boards back into center ice with 12:10 to go here in the second period. Romeo sends one in. Wrist went down on the play looking for a call, but none forthcoming. Puck along the near boards cleared by Huntsville and out. Now Clark brings it back into the Huntsville zone. Save made. Higgins picks the rebound up. Thought about a wraparound, sends one for Romeo that's well wide of the net, a good 2 to 3 feet wide. And no one was in his way either. He just missed it, Greg.
Great setup by Higgins, though, Jody.
Yeah.
I like that look from the Bulls being active off the blue line.
Now off the boards in their own zone. Birmingham has it. Tried to set one up for Kozarev. Gets past him. Palmer sends it near side. Elkston is there. He'll take the pass and skate away. Phil Elkston loses it. Taken away by Jamie Dorsey. Quickly right back into the Huntsville zone. Dorsey with a shot. Squeezed under that left arm by Robinson, so we'll hold on and have a face-off in the Havoc zone.
And Dorsey is a guy, Jody, when he starts coming down and he crosses over that blue line, and you can see he's going to get a shooting lane to the net, that's always exciting to me because here's a guy, you don't see it a whole lot, but when he does unleash that shot, it could be a cannon. So good job by Robinson pulling down that high shot off Dorsey.
Seen a couple of things this afternoon that I haven't seen a lot of this year. A couple of slap shots from the Bulls off of a feed and snapshots as well. Birmingham's guilty a lot of times of waiting and trying to make that one extra pretty pass instead of shooting the puck, but doesn't seem to be happening thus far this afternoon. Now, down on the play, Ledzianko was taken. Puck comes free, near side, Brierly has it. Sent in deep by McTavish. Now it's loose behind the Huntsville net, picked up by the Havoc. They'll try and clear. Still loose far boards. Huntsville taps it ahead. Now down on the play, Dorsey, that is, took his man, Janic, out of the play, sent in behind the net. That could have been a penalty there, Greg, on Dorsey, but Birmingham gets away with it. Now Janic tries to get past Thurston. He does. Goes hard into that post. Penalty's going to be coming up, I believe, on Thurston. Janic is feeling that one, but, you know, on a play like that, Thurston's not arguing, but with a full head of steam, Janic cuts around Thurston. You can't really put the brakes on as he cut towards the net. You know, he loses control. Here's the call.
Trevor Thurston, 2 minutes for tripping, number 25.
So I don't know. I mean, he was out of control is my point, but it's still a good call.
Right. But that's one of those things, Jody, where you look at a hockey game and there's good penalties and there's bad penalties, and that's a good penalty for Thurston to take there because you did not want Janic going cross-crease on Stewart.
This will be Huntsville's second power play of the night. They're 0 for 1 as Algers has the puck, sends one for Stewart. Weak shot. Steered aside by Hayden Stewart. Off the stick of Dillon. Now it's loose on the far boards. Birmingham able to clear as Drake Glover gets in front of that pass and just clears it. Birmingham will change penalty killers. It's a fresh unit out as Charlie Riss drops it back for Dylan Stewart. Brings it into the bull zone. Drops it for Fisher. Fisher in front. Brierly takes that pass away and sends it down the ice.
Great stick by Brierly, and before that, Jody, Dorsey stepping up on the blue line is so key because guys do not want to come in one-on-one and try and go through him, and that little dish off was just enough to take it away from Huntsville there so they couldn't set up.
Minute left on the power play time. Elkson gets past Clark, sends a shot in, save made by Stewart. Didn't have a lot to shoot at, but he did make the shot. Now Ruffin drops one low for Elkston. Clark on him. Elkston centers one back. There's a shot taken and a save made off the stick of Ruffin. Some nifty passing there. That one came off of the stick of Ruffin. The shot is. Ryder with a nice setup. Just a little too late on that pass. If it's a little more crisp, that's a better scoring opportunity.
Well, nonetheless, Jody, that's just great anticipation by Hayden Stewart. Seeing how they set up the power play, and as a goalie, you get an idea of where the shots are going to come from. And as soon as that pass came from the top of the paint up here by the blue line, down to Ruffin on the side, Hayden Stewart just went, posted up, and I mean, he was down, set, and ready before that one-timer came. So it's not like Ruffin had an open net to shoot at. All he had to shoot at was Hayden Stewart looking down the pipe straight up at that puck. So great job by Stewart.
Good anticipation by Stewart, but can sometimes when you're anticipating that pass or that shot or that deflection, what's the dangers of that? Can't you over-anticipate at times, and before you know it, just a simple pass finds its way in the back of the net?
Well, that's the thing about it. As long as it comes out clean, then you're there for the save. But if that shot comes through and it hits a stick and then, you know, it's what's called a broken play or it doesn't come off as anticipated, then you run into some trouble. But nonetheless, great stop by Stewart, good look by Huntsville, and they've got 52 seconds here on this power play to try and figure out the Bulls. But the Bulls, for the most part, Jody, on this penalty kill, been doing a great job, both units.
9:29 to go, second period. We're halfway through this game with the Bulls holding on to that one-goal lead. Ryder for Elkston, cross-ice pass Giannis, drops it back for Ryder. Now Elkston thought about it, comes through the slot, knocked away from him, and the Bulls' Dorsey clears. Nice play by Carson Rose to interrupt that scoring chance for Huntsville.
You see Rose talking to the official there, Jody. He's like, hey, a trip's a trip. Doesn't matter if you're on the power play or not.
Ryder will drop it back. He receives the return pass. Ruffin takes the shot, knocked away by Stewart into the netting and out of play. So a face-off back in the Bull zone. Hayden Stewart coming off of a growing injury, Greg. For 6 weeks he's been on the shelf. This is only his second game back for the Bulls. To be honest with you, he looks mid-season form. He's fresh.
Yep.
He looks like that time off did him some good.
Well, And that's the key to it, Jody, and that's why it was probably a good decision to put him on the IR, to take coming back too early, just, get that out of the mindset.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. Ruffin, far side pass, look out, there's a shot, save, rebound, loose!
Wow.
Stewart somehow makes the save, holds on. Now Clark takes his men out behind the play. Stewart just skates away like that was just another save at practice, but my goodness.
Wow.
That's 2-3 saves on this power play, Greg, that easily could have found the way to the back of the net. Easily.
Well, and especially that one coming in from the point, because without anybody stepping up to him, he had a chance to change his shooting lane. Hayden Stewart stayed with him, made the save, and then made the rebound save and pulled that second shot rebound out of the air. So great job by Stewart. He is on task tonight.
Ace McKay, the music man, doing his best for Jody tonight, AC/DC. Off the draw, Birmingham clears. That'll do it for this power play. Huntsville now 0 for 2 on the power play. As Sturgeon back on the ice, we're at full and even strength. Loose at center ice. Sent into the bull zone where Brierly has it. Pass through center ice off the stick of Wilson. Comes right back to him, though, so he'll skate it in. There's a nice centering pass for, that was Litke, the newcomer. His shot goes wide, rebound wide as well. Dorsey sends one back off the board, centering pass. Off the mark, Huntsville playing well defensively, keeping the puck out of the slot. Tip behind the net. Played by Ryder for Huntsville. Skates away from one through center ice. Ryder brings it in the bull zone. In front, Ryder deflection, save made.
Net's off.
Net comes off the mooring. They call no goal, but Greg, maybe I'm wrong, but to me that play was a good 3-4 feet offside before they even brought the puck anywhere near Hayden Stewart. Am I wrong? That was so obvious to me that it was an offside play.
I don't know, Jody, but I knew that this was going to be a troubled play when I looked up and I saw 4 Huntsville Havoc coming across the blue line, offside or not, 4 of them against 2 Bulls defenders, and that is something you do not want to see very often in this hockey game.
Well, 4 of them there against 2 Bulls. Somebody for Birmingham's wide open somewhere. If you get control of that puck,
right,
you should be able to turn it the other way, and then you have numbers. But you got to get control of the puck first.
And you got to keep it out of your net, and that's almost what happened right there. So great job by Hayden Stewart, building the wall right there on the goal line and just holding everybody tight. But Huntsville questioning that one. They wanted to see that, but no goal there.
Now, Matthews being escorted to the Bulls bench for some reason. Escapes beyond me. But, Greg, that diagram that was drawn up in practice of how to do whatever, whether it be power play or penalty kill, is still driving me crazy. They can't clean it off, and that's all I see when the puck is near the Huntsville bench. There's a centering pass, shot taken, save made by Stewart off the stick of Charlie Riss. Now Larson has the loose puck behind the net. They'll play it for Stewart, wrap around. Save made, rebound. Stewart doesn't know where it is. Luckily caught underneath of him, so we'll have another face-off in the Birmingham zone.
Definitely a lot more pressure around Hayden Stewart this period, Jody, than Huntsville could muster in the first. So
we're looking at the rebound there. Those wraparounds, Greg, sometimes they can be tricky, especially here in Birmingham. Birmingham's got some funny hops off the boards. They're lively, to say the least. So you got to be careful on those. As now, with 7:35 remaining in the second, the referee, Chris Henry, discussing something with both benches.
Yeah, it's not time for immediate timeout,
no,
because that would have happened.
I think he's going to check to see if the puck crossed the goal line or not. That's the only reason you could call a timeout here, basically, by the ref, and skate directly over to the bench. I think Huntsville's asked him to take a look at it to see if that puck did not cross the goal line.
Well, and it was odd because when Hayden Stewart came over to that post, obviously the way his head movement was, he did not know where the puck was.
Exactly.
So,
that's what I said. I don't think he knew anywhere where it was. But I didn't see any reaction from any of the Huntsville players right there at that goal line that you would think that if the puck crossed it, they would immediately celebrate. I didn't see that.
Because if it's locked up in his gear or under his arm or something like that, and he comes inside that post and the puck is in there, that might be what they're looking for. But being that it was a no-goal call, right, it would have to be definitive in order to turn that over looking at a replay. Am I right?
You're exactly right. As Chris Henry, the referee, still in the scoring table or the penalty box, whatever, checking out the iPad and to see what's happening. You know, it's still amazing to me that here we are in the year 2025 and we're literally going to a computer to find out if it's a goal. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm an old guy. I come from the days where the goalie judge determined if it was a goal or not, and the red light goes on, you got it. If not, oh well, too bad. Now, I don't know what the ruling is going to be, but they're not coming for a face-off at center ice. The referee ruled no goal. Now, this is my ignorance, Greg, so I have to claim ignorance on this. Doug Price, president of the league, would tell me, check the rule book, Jody, check the rule book. I don't know if that was a team-oriented request. If the referee started it, I don't know if you get another request. You only get one request.
Is that your timeout?
Well, I'm talking about to check a goal.
That's what I mean.
And the timeout itself. So, you know, I'll find the answer before the next game, but that could have an effect on the outcome of this game if you've lost your timeout or the ability to check to see if another time that goal didn't cross the goal line later on in the game. Now Birmingham clears the puck through center ice. He gets past Kozarev, picked up by Rose. Center's one looking for Ledzianko behind him as that play kind of just fell apart as Birmingham gained control of the puck in the Huntsville zone. McTavish will pick it up. 2 men back for Huntsville. McTavish can't get past Procopio. Almost did. Puck loose along the far boards and cleared to center ice. Brierley knocks it away from Larson. McTavish has it. Drops it back. Shot wide, deflected wide. That is by Risk, who has the puck. He loses it to McTavish. Now poked away from here near side. Knocked down by Thurston. Takes the shot off the face of Don Procopio. I don't think he got all of it, but that one still had to hurt. Now there's a shot, another one by Thurston, who just turned and snapped it right in, and save made by Robinson, but we both saw that. Puck got up in on Procopio, who's still rubbing that jaw. Looks like the left side.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That had to really sting. He's lucky that he's able to skate back to the bench without needing repairs.
Yes, he saw Thurston. He just got everything on that quick little wrister, Jody, and it just went straight up into the shin area for Procopio. So well enough off, but you saw McTavish the second time around. He was definitely getting out of the way because he knew it was going to be a high riser.
All right, face off in the Huntsville zone, controlled by the Bulls. Matthews with the shot, and it goes out of play. Again, I reiterate, those are the kinds of things we didn't see from Birmingham earlier on in the season, where you just wind up at 12 o'clock and rip it. But I'm glad to see it now.
It's a shoot-first mentality, Jody. That's what we've been talking about all year, and I like to see it. And I'll tell you what, there was net there if Matthews could have had that over just another eighth of an inch, and that's in the net. So great shot selection by Matthews. Low blocker on Robinson, just caught the end of his stick.
All right, off the draw, puck is loose in that face-off circle. Poked free, now sent behind the net. Huntsville. McCabe will try and wrap it up there. He's hit on the play by Higgins. Now it's picked up by the Bulls. That shot steered aside by Robinson. Matthews with a shot. That goes wide. Robinson didn't know where the rebound went. Looked behind him, which is always never a good sign for a goaltender to look behind you. But Huntsville has it.
Well, you can see, Jody, you just rip pucks on net and good things happen. That puck hit the Havoc's defenders' pads off the back boards and came back out in front.
Now the puck is sent deep into the Bull zone. Matthews will pick it up, send it around the boards near side. Kozarev chips it ahead, and here comes Carson Rose. Rose can't get past Ryder. He'll drop it back for Kozarev. Pass over for Dorsey. In front, score! No, they've gone room. Wait a minute. That was a beautiful play. Glover ripped it. Did that puck not hit the center post in the net? It bounced off so quickly. We've got to see a replay of that. And if that wasn't a goal, I look silly and stupid for screaming, but my goodness, it was a wide open net for Glover. Huntsville's bringing the puck back into the Bull zone. If I'm Birmingham, I'm just icing the puck. There's a spin right out in front. Birmingham needs to let the goal
get a whistle quickly.
Yeah, they need to be able to take a look at that play and see if it actually did. There's a post right down the middle of the net that I believe it bounced off of. Ledzianko tried a centering pass, knocked away. Back at the point for Thurston through the slot. He takes a shot, save. Rebound was there for McTavish. He got it, but a save was made by Robinson, and I'm very interested to see if that puck either A, hit the crossbar, or B, hit the center post through that net, but nobody seems to be arguing for Birmingham, so it makes me think maybe, could it be possible that Robinson actually made the save?
I don't think he made the save, Jody. That was a wide open net there.
But he's not even looking at the replay, Greg. So
I mean,
I missed it. I'm sorry.
From the angle of that shot, Jody.
Wow.
I think he hit the post.
How could he hit the post, Greg? I could understand the crossbar, but with a wide open net 10 feet away, I really blew that call.
I mean, well, let's see what they show here. Maybe they'll show the replay. Yeah, here's the replay. Comes up right off the post.
You're right. Bang one right off the left near side post. Wow.
Yep.
Fans, I apologize, but my bad. I apologize. I look silly. I look stupid.
No.
But I'll try not to do that again.
It was right there, Jody, and my angle was a little better on yours.
That shot right there, let's remember, it's 1-0 Birmingham. A 1-0 lead is different than a 2-0 lead. With 4.5 to go here in the second. Now right in front of the Bulls bench. We got a few problems here as Larson was taken out by Phil Ledzianko. They'll skate away, and an icing will be called on Huntsville. I'm still beside. I can't believe I goofed that call up that bad, Greg.
Well, I was right there with you, Jody. I was actually enjoying your call of that goal. It was like, wow, that's a funny bounce. So hard to believe that did not go into the net. Wow.
Birmingham picking the play up physically, too, the last couple of weeks into this season. And the catalyst, every time the Ledzianko twins are on the ice, you know, they both told me they would rather get an assist than a goal, but they are really playing physical hockey. Now, Thurston off the draw, that one came in and handcuffed Robinson a little bit. He's shaking his head, but he makes a save and holds on. 4:12 to go here in the second period.
Well, that's one thing with Robinson. Jody, if you remember back in the days, I wore that, what they call the dangler, that piece of clear plastic that came down and hung down below my neck.
Yeah.
And he hit him right in the V of the Havoc. It came up. It might have come up under his mask and down into his glove. So we'll see how he reacts to that.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. That's McCabe. No one pressures him, so he just skates away. Gives it up to Palmer. Near side, hit from behind by Thurston. That's going to be an easy penalty to call.
At least 2.
Yeah, maybe more. I mean, I'm not sure what Thurston was thinking.
Was that freeze? Yeah.
But wow, that's not a play that's, well, I'm going to be quiet. That's just not a smart play. I'll leave it at that. How's that?
Well,
Trevor Thurston, 2 minutes for elbowing. Number 25, Trevor Thurston, 2 minutes.
I don't know about the elbow, but whatever.
Graceful call on the elbow. Yeah. But nonetheless, Jody, now you got something to worry about, because going back to Thurston's first penalty, that was a good penalty to take. You had to take that one. That one in the neutral zone, the hockey gods, they don't like that. So hopefully the Bulls can come out here, because they're going to need a big kill to get through this one.
This will be Huntsville's third power play of the night. They're 0 for 2 thus far. Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart. Dylan Stewart on the draw wins for Huntsville. Risk has it. Alger sends it far side. Larson with a shot that's deflected high. Risk keeps it in. Sends it to Alger. Charlie Risk down low for Stewart. Kept alive by Huntsville. Risk sends it out for Larson. Slap shot, save, and that puck just trickled wide of that empty side of the near post. Now Birmingham has a chance to clear, and Rose will just backhand one to the far corner.
And that was a great battle down low by Drake Glover on Alger down there, Jody. What a battle for him to get that puck and clear the zone.
Huntsville drops it back for Dylan Stewart, who'll gain the bull zone. Is it for Fisher? Fisher centers one for Larson. However, it beats through and comes right to Alger. His shot taken, save made, and Birmingham clears. Maybe one too many passes for Huntsville, Greg.
Well, and that's the thing. You could see Hayden Stewart having to move so much left to right here, Jody. This is something where he needs a little break in the action here, so he'll definitely be looking forward to the 18 minutes between the second and third to recoup.
Now Huntsville in their own zone will go ahead through center ice. Ruffin tried to put one out in front. Couldn't do it. Puck finds the stick of Ryder. Terry Ryder drops it for Fries. He takes a shot. Glove save made by Stewart, and I snicker, but it just looked like such a routine save made by Hayden Stewart. Just here gloves it and drops it off. That's not an easy save to make.
No, but those are the percentage shots, Jody, that if you're giving up shots on the power play, you want to keep them that start off on that left side and keep it from that left side. So Hayden Stewart posting up on his post, he can make that save without having to go east to west.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. We're down to 30 seconds of power play time remaining. Ruffin drops it back for Ryder. Sends one looking for a deflection. It's there. Save made. And the rebound off the stick of Ruffin right into Hayden Stewart. Right in position. Pads closed. Puts the glove down on the ice and covers up.
Just such great composure there by Stewart, Jody. You saw that with the puck sitting there. Banged away. Good low shot. But hit the pillows of Stewart and just kind of died right there so he could get down, get his hands on top of it.
Face off in the bull zone, controlled by the Havoc. Ryder with it for Ruffin. Return for Ryder. Almost got past him and then finally taken down by Huntsville. That's Ruffin to the face-off circle. Save made. Rebound loose. Still loose. Cuts free. They score. Power play goal with only 3 seconds remaining. Birmingham had the net covered, but just could not take the puck and clear it. It laid loose right there in front of Stewart too long. And on the power play goal, the Huntsville crowd, as you can hear, definitely into this one. They'll tie the score up at 2.
Hayden Stewart looking for some goaltender interference on Fries there, Jody. Came in, crashing the net on that shot from Ruffin. And definitely worth looking at. Keep your eyes on him.
Well, they're discussing it, but
right. Okay, so
they would have already called it if that was the case, Greg. This is going to be a tie hockey game.
If the goalie's helmet comes off in the middle of a play, does the ref have to blow it dead immediately? Maybe look that one up in your rule book.
Are you telling me to do my job, Greg?
No. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying clearly,
I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, I don't either,
but it looks like we're going to have a face-off at center ice, which means it's a 1-1 hockey game.
Anybody out there in hockey world can look it up for us, but clearly from the 2 plays, the scoring opportunities from the side of the net, Jody, that Hayden Stewart was on.
Yeah.
He made the saves, both of them. Then his helmet came off and the puck goes to the opposite side of the net, which is a new scoring opportunity. At the point his mask fell off, should the play have been dead?
Now they're discussing something with both Craig Semchuk. Now he'll go over to talk to Huntsville as well. I mean,
oh, you got to look at it.
I think this is, like I said, a done deal. It's a 1-1 hockey game. We'll get the call in a moment. It's going to set up one heck of a third period of play. Now, I don't know exactly what is going on with the fans, but wow.
Well, that was your Huntsville Havoc presence in the Birmingham building, Jody.
Now behind the net of Birmingham, played by Huntsville. Fans not happy with the call or lack of call there is. Now puck sent right in on Robinson. He'll hold it for a face-off. Now behind the net of Huntsville, again, little tempers flaring, no big deal. They'll skate away. But again, this is going to set up a third period that's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely feel the goals scored tonight, Jody, have been anything but just your standard guys coming in, shooting and beating the goalie. Like even that one there. Hayden Stewart, 2 stops deep, and it took the third one to come in to beat him. So
I would like an explanation as to why that wasn't a goal. Here's the call.
Jack Yannick. The assist, number 43, Terry Ryder, and number 91, Connor Fry.
All right, Fries.
Goal scored at 17.
Ryder on the assist. Yannick with the goal to tie this one up at 1. Buster Larson takes it. He'll give it to Alger. He can't get it past Kozarev, who chips one out to center ice, but is picked up there by the Havoc. They'll bring it back in. Stewart drops it. Kozarev intercepts. We're down to a minute 10 to go here in the second period. Kozarev starts to skate away. Off the stick of Brierly, but he manages to chip it into the Huntsville zone. Knocked down by Glover. He'll send it around the net near corner. 1 minute to go here in the second. Score tied at 1. Puck loose along the near boards. Birmingham's Matthews sends one in. Blocker save made. Huntsville clears back into the Bull zone. Matthews will go in after it. Gets there. He loses the puck. Centering pass, looking for a roughing off the mark, and Rose just sends one out. Birmingham trying to keep this momentum for Huntsville down. We're going to have to manage 30 seconds here in the second, but the Huntsville Havoc definitely has the momentum on their side now. Behind the Bulls' goal line, Rose chips it but not out. Taken by Yannick, the goal scorer. 15 seconds to go. Near side, Ryder tried to set it up for Ruffin. Knocked away from him. Matthews will pick it up behind his own net. Kyler couldn't get it out. We're down to 5 seconds to go. Finally, the Bulls clear as Higgins knocks it down. And the horn goes, the whistle blows, and we're going after 40 minutes of play into a locker room that both teams have no idea what's going to happen, but I, as a hockey fan, can tell you it's going to be very entertaining for all the fans here in this building and those that are watching on Flow Sports and Hockey TV. Greg, that's a late goal to give up. 2 minutes basically to go in the period, and it's absolutely nothing that Hayden Stewart could do about it. He did everything that you could have asked a goaltender to do and more, yet here we are 1-1 at the end of 2.
Well, Jody, that's a situation where, as we were talking about, you cannot take those kind of penalties in the neutral zone. You know what I mean? There's good penalties and there's bad penalties. The good penalties, hey, they will look out for you. You can go out there, you can make those kills, and they don't affect you. Even if it's a hard-nosed penalty, and you know, getting a 2 in an instigator in a fight, very seldomly you get scored on, but anything neutral zone like that, stepping up and hitting somebody when his back is to you, you know, it definitely sways the momentum, especially late in the period, and Hayden Stewart just couldn't hold him off any longer.
Was it a penalty?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Was it a good penalty? That's the question.
I'm more, not concerned. I'm more interested to find out why a goalie interference wasn't called, and Craig Simchuk, head coach of the Bulls, was questioning that as well right after the goal, but nothing came of that.
Well, just to clarify, what I was saying was a penalty was Thurston stepping up and hitting Freeze in the back.
Okay.
Now, down there, I don't know if it's
I agree with that. That's
an
easy call.
If on the goal it's a penalty, so to speak. But after the second shot, when Hayden Stewart buried his head to try and grab the rebound, when his mask came off, whether it's our stick or Freeze's stick, whoever, you know, hit his strap that released it, my question is, does the play immediately have to be blown dead?
Well, if you're interfering with the goalie, that's a penalty. That's goalie interference. That's the definition of goalie interference. I don't know if he was pushed. I don't know if Birmingham's defensive core actually did more to interfere with what was going on in front of Hayden Stewart than Huntsville did. You know, both linesmen and the official were standing there, so I know for a fact they would have called something had it been obvious. there wasn't a lot of argument going on. Birmingham was not very argumentative at all. Now, they did ask for an explanation. It was kind of clear. But it was both, that explanation offered to both benches. So either way, here's the story. 40 minutes are in the book. The score is 1-1. No matter what is and what shouldn't have been called, or what was called and what wasn't, it doesn't matter. We got 20 minutes of hockey to play, and somebody's going to have to dig down deep, and somebody's going to have to make a play or keep a play from being made in order for this to come, for somebody to come away from 2 points. Now's the time you find out who's ready for April and who needs to work a little harder for it.
Okay, so here's your quick 5-second on it, Jody. And that's the rules regarding a goalie losing their mask during the play. If the goalie's mask comes off and there's an immediate scoring opportunity against them, the whistle may not be blown even if the goalie is unprotected. This is because the game continues until the goal is scored, play stops for another reason. Now, if it wasn't a scoring opportunity and the puck wasn't down there around the net, then the referee at his discretion can stop it if it's a neutral zone area that the puck is in to protect the goalie. So there it is in a nutshell. Stewart losing his mask doesn't matter.
Except to Bulls fans.
Well,
but that's just too bad.
Yeah.
The referee has made no, look, he did exactly what he's supposed to do, made the call he was supposed to make. This is not a refereeing or officiating issue. This is just the way it's been.
Hey, this is just conversation
hockey.
for hockey fans.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, this is why there's sports talk radio.
Right.
This is why there's people in the stands right now pointing fingers and screaming at the ref. It's part of all the fun, right?
Sure.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a break. I don't know what's going on the ice. More of the same, the promotions of somebody told us on the chat here, Greg. I don't know exactly what these people are called, Zootopia. If you'll look back on the chat room here that we have open during broadcasts on our YouTube audio, somebody told us exactly what it was. This same group was here last year. Can you tell us what this is about?
The Superstars. What it is?
Super or zoo?
Super.
Zoo as in Z-O-O per. Okay.
Yep.
Superstars.
Superstars. What they are is they're inflatables, Jody, with people dancing around. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, they're eating something.
Yeah.
That's.
Here we go.
The whale is eating whoever came out. Oh boy.
Yep, the paramedic, poor paramedic. That's what you get for getting involved.
Okay, well, on that, why don't we take a break?
Yep.
It's going to be a little bit lengthy second intermission because we still have the Chuck-a-Puck promotion coming up too after the whale here eats the paramedic and I'm sure spits him out somewhere down the road. But either way, Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny. Score at the end of 2 periods of play. Birmingham 1, Huntsville 1. Stay with us. I promise you, this third period is going to be special, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You're listening and watching to Birmingham Bulls hockey. Jody Chernesky, Greg Drevany back at the Pelham Civic Complex, getting set for the final 20 minutes, unless there's extra time. Birmingham and Huntsville all even 1-1. A late goal by Huntsville in the second period on the power play. Tied it up for the Havoc. With 2 minutes, 2 seconds remaining on the clock, only 3 seconds of power play time remaining. Sets up right where we began this game. We're all even, just like we did the first period. Now, Greg, in your opinion, what do you see happening from this moment forward? Do you see any changes in the offensive or defensive mindset for the Bulls, or for that matter, Huntsville coming out in the last 20 minutes?
Well, you talked about it earlier, Jody. You said the third period was the best period for the Havoc.
Yep.
And I think the Bulls just have to get back to what they did back in the first period. They got to get back to that offensive pressure, not let Huntsville break out of their zone, set anything up. But most importantly, you cannot take another bad penalty.
No. Huntsville's only given up 19 goals in the third period. Thus their differential of plus 15 is something that's one of the best in the league. But this is a series, really the last 2 years, it's just been close every game. Nobody has jumped out and crushed the other, and this game will be no different. It looks like this is going to be another one down to the wire. All right, here we go. Face off at center ice, controlled by the Bulls. Romeo taps it past everyone, gets into the Huntsville zone, touched up. No icing as Huntsville plays. Lifts one ahead through center ice, looking for Janich. Got away from Dorsey. Janich, there's a centering pass. I don't know how that went, did not go in, but a save made and goes wide on the rebound for Sam Ruffin. Holy cow. Janich with a great play to get around Jamie Dorsey. And Huntsville's scoring chance goes by the wayside. Let's remember that. As play goes on, Procopio ahead to Janich at center ice. Sends one into the near corner, bounces right out in front where Brierly takes it for Birmingham. He'll skate away. Through center ice, Burles gain control. Brierly sends one down low, score! Oh my goodness, Brierly with a nifty pass to Higgins. Forehand, backhand beats Robinson, and Birmingham, right after that excellent scoring chance for Huntsville they couldn't capitalize on, takes a 2-1 lead.
Well, that was one, Jody. You'll remember that save by Hayden Stewart, not only on the first one, but with Janich coming down in the slot, Huntsville threw the puck back out in front, and Hayden Stewart inadvertently, his stick just flipped that puck up in the air over Janich's stick. That created the odd man rush the other way. Higgins came in, no mistake, forehand back in from the right side, puts it past Robinson, and the good guys are up 2-1.
55 seconds in now. Here's a backhand, a forehand, and never got the shot off. Now Aldrich takes a stick up high from Higgins. Quickly, Huntsville had that scoring opportunity, and it's knocked away from Birmingham at center ice, but just the scoring opportunities one after another here opening in this third. Huntsville has had two and hadn't been able to convert either.
That's right, Huntsville had Hayden Stewart beat there, Jody, on a nifty move right in the slot, and they just could not pull the trigger.
Didn't even get the shot off. Here's the call.
Number 37,
the goal.
Ben Higgins. That's Ben's fifth goal of the season. The assist, number 6, Taylor Brierly. And number 48, Eli Lipke. Goal scored and first Bulls goal scored at 55 seconds of the third.
55 seconds into the third. Fifth goal of the year from Higgins. Assists go to Taylor Brierly, who, once again, third leading scorer in the league among all defensemen. Tops for Birmingham, gets the primary assist. Litke, Aiden Litke, first game as a Bull, gets the secondary assist in Birmingham. More importantly, gets a 2-1 lead. Now play through center ice. Chipped into the Bull zone. Matt Clark will pick it up for Birmingham. Near side for Matthews, tied up by Reginato. Puck comes free, Reginato. Centers one looking out in front. Fisher got the shot off. A great play by Reginato.
Yep.
Just to get the puck away, and then backhand sets it up for Fisher. Once again, Hayden Stewart on the play makes the save.
Nifty play by Reginato there, coming in right up the goal line, Jody. You would expect a player just to go straight to the net. Reginato pulls up, little toe drag, back to Fisher, and a big save by Hayden Stewart. And he's so good at gloving that puck down after it hits him in the chest.
Now off the draw, puck loose, comes to Fries. His shot, that one I believe hit the post, far side. He had Stewart beat, but no goal. Play really opening up here in the third period. Both teams pouring it on. Puck dropped into the Huntsville zone. Terry Ryder with it, drops it back for Procopio. No one there, he just sends it right in front of the Bulls bench, and it gets in behind Stewart. Played off the boards, Huntsville intercepts, takes control. Elkston takes a hit from Dorsey, but the puck gets in behind Hayden Stewart. Along the far boards, chip free, Birmingham comes away with it. Litke had a shot at it, but it's poked away from him. Elkston quickly brings it into the Bull zone. His shot deflected by Dorsey, who I believe the Elkston stick got up on Dorsey on the after effect of that shot. There's a Ruffin with a blast. That one goes high and wide. Along the near boards, Ruffin takes the hit from Dorsey, who didn't appreciate being hit with a high stick, albeit an inadvertent one. On the corner, played by Huntsville. Finstrom gets away now. Romeo goes down as Elkston takes the puck away from him. Phil Elkston drops it. Palmer, shot, never made it through. Loose puck along the near side, now dumped in front. Was Finstrom, the puck is loose, right through the slot. Stewart couldn't get it, but Birmingham finally does and clears. And they'll backhand in to the Huntsville zone. Birmingham fortunate there. Huntsville couldn't convert. They had all the pressure in the world, though. Now Brierly inside the Huntsville zone. There's a shot. That one not controlled by Robinson and just got behind the net instead of over the goal line. Played along the near boards. Brierly tried to set it up for Thurston and wasn't expecting to get on the forehand, and it gets past him. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls. Kozarev for Brierly one time it hit a player in front, and I believe that was Glover, and it's cleared by Huntsville into center ice. Now Ryder will pick it up for Huntsville in his own zone, plays it behind the net. Near side for Procopio. Banks one off the boards, knocked down by Alger with a high stick, so the whistle will blow as Larson was bearing down in on Hayden Stewart, but Alger knocked it down with a high stick, so a face-off will come back outside the Bull zone.
Good call by the ref there, Jody, and I tell you, end-to-end action, scoring opportunities right now. Both teams just took off the restrictor plates, and it's high-octane, wide-open hockey.
Well, it's a different hockey game now than what we saw. It was very entertaining the first two periods, but both teams have had plenty of scoring chances already, and we're just 4.5 into the third period of play. Puck played along the near boards, gets past Alger and out. Clark just turns, spins, and fires it right back in. Loose puck, far corner. Ledzianko goes in after. Puck squirts free for Larson. Larson banks one off the boards into center ice. Bulls have it there. Phil Ledzianko brings it in for his brother Kip. Return to Phil. Drops it back. No one there but Huntsville, and here comes Larson the other way. Has Alger with him. Buster Larson. Near face-off circle. Can't get past Dorsey, who rides him into the board. Nice defensive play by Jamie Dorsey. Puck loose along the near boards. Poke free to center ice. Higgins sends it into the far corner. Birmingham changing lines on the play. Kozarev intercepts that clearing pass. Birmingham had to wait on Higgins to clear. They'll send the puck in, but easily the other way comes Huntsville. Connor Fries has it poked away from him. Loose now at center ice. Reginato and Glover and Palmer going in after it as it comes into the Huntsville zone. Fries absorbs the hit by Thurston, and the loose puck picked up by the Bulls. Played around the boards, far side. Glover is there for Birmingham, trying to tie it up for enough time for a line change. He couldn't do it. Back the other way comes Huntsville. Finstrom tied up by Matthews, and Bulls pick up the puck, bounce one off the near boards into center ice. Just under 14 minutes to go here in the third period. Birmingham with an early goal in the third, leading 2-1. McTavish brings one in. He's poked away. Nice play by Ryder. And the puck is sent back to center ice. It's obvious both of these teams are well coached. And both are playing an excellent brand of hockey. Janich brings it into the Bull zone. He sends a wrister in, easily stopped by Hayden Stewart, who decides just to hold it instead of dropping it and playing it on. So a face-off will come to his left. 13:27 to go here in the third period of play. Bulls up 2-1. Greg, 4,177 in attendance tonight, or today, whatever you want to call it. An excellent crowd for a Monday afternoon in Pelham, Alabama.
Well, definitely getting their money's worth today, Jody. A little bit of everything. And that's always what we like to see, especially at these afternoon games. You get a little bit of a different crowd. You know, families get to come out, kids are here. Really good atmosphere for a hockey game, and this is going to be a great finish. And I'll tell you, with Huntsville having the momentum at the end of the second period, Jody, it feels like the Bulls have come back out. They took the momentum back in the third, and now it's that critical next 7 minutes of the third period. That middle part of the third period is who's going to grab the momentum to carry it down in that last 6 minutes, and I think this next 7 minutes is going to be critical.
Face off in the Bull zone as Stewart heads back to his net. Face off to his left. Waiting on the drop of the puck. I guess he doesn't like the alignment, the linesman that is, before the puck is dropped. Finally it is. Procopio keeps it. Alger sends a backhander. Never made it through. Larson had a shot at it. That one goes by, wide and behind the net. Birmingham tries to clear but can't do it. Kept alive by Buster Larson. Far boards. Jamie Dorsey comes in on him, knocks it free, and look out, here comes Birmingham's Litke the other way. Tried to get around Ryder. Nice defensive play by Terry Ryder, and Huntsville come the other way. Played behind the net is Trevor Thurston. Gets around one man, sets it up near Cypher Rose. Through center ice, gets it to Romeo, who tipped it in. Far boards played by Huntsville down into the Birmingham zone, where Brierly will pick it up for Birmingham. Bulls up by one, puck in their own zone. Skating away with it is Kozarev to Rose. Gets around Ruffin, couldn't get past McCabe. Now it's loose in the corner, picked up by Kozarev. Back to Brierly. One-timer for Thurston. Save made by Robinson. A nice play, nice idea. Thurston maybe didn't get all of it, Greg, but nonetheless, a one-timer. Just a little high. Robinson easily makes the save.
Well, and the little things that make that play happen, Jody, is the heads-up play by Carson Rose down low. Took one Huntsville defender with him to the wall, and then the second Huntsville defender comes in for a hit on Rose. Just before he gets hit, he kicks the puck out to Kozarev, works it low to high for that good shot on net by Thurston.
Glover on the draw for Birmingham. Fries for Huntsville. Birmingham controls. Puck sent around the boards, far side. Plays it back for Thurston. Thurston barely keeps it alive. Be careful there. He almost had it get away from him. Brierly in front looking for a deflection. Great play by Brierly. He just slid one in as the puck goes out of play, Greg. He wasn't trying to get a shot on goal. He was trying to get it to deflect off of somebody in front of the net. Excellent play by Taylor Brierly.
Well, and it's those one-hoppers and those knuckleballs that players throw in on net, Jody. As a goaltender, especially when there's, your defenseman in front, the opposing player on the attack, there's so much that can happen with those shots thrown in, and that was a very smart play by Brierly there.
Ledzianko and Fries on the draw, controlled by Huntsville. Ryder has it, and he lifts one down the ice, knocked down defensively by the Bulls. Now Reginato takes a hit from McTavish. Huntsville will send it in to Birmingham zone, right back out. Now loose through center ice. Procopio had it taken away from him. Bad angle shot, far side, goes wide. Clark keeps it alive for the Bulls. Nice hustling play by Ledzianko, kept the puck alive in the Huntsville zone. Now Reginato chips it ahead to Fries and out. Birmingham will have to vacate the zone and send it right back in again. Larson drops it down. Now Fries didn't like that puck in the way it was bouncing. He just sends it behind the net. And back comes Fries through center ice. Couldn't get past Litke, so he just sends it deep. Played by Hayden Stewart around the boards. Far side, Larson has it. Romeo picks it up behind the netminder, Stewart. Banks one off the boards. This one's going to go down the ice, and icing will be called on the Bulls as Risk touches up. 10:54 remaining here in the third period of play. Bulls up 2-1. Play's about to start to tighten up a little bit. Things are about to start happening. One goal either way is going to change at least how you're going to attack the last 10 minutes of this hockey game.
Well, both teams' defenders, Jody, on the blue line, you can see they're pitching down the wall and taking that easy clear away from the wingers.
Off the draw, puck loose in the corner, sent around far or near side boards. Risk has it. Try to shovel one out in front to Stewart. Knocked away by the Bulls defense, and Jamie Dorsey sends it ahead. Puck taken away from Birmingham. That's Risk has it. Charlie Risk gets past Kozarev. Try to center one out in front, knocked down by Dorsey. Now it's loose along the near side. Played around the net, Larson has it. Romeo on him. Buster Larson gives it up. Dylan Stewart has it. Circles around through the slot, drops it for Procopio in front. Deflection save made. Litke picks it up for Birmingham, sends it far side. Birmingham's Higgins just sends it in. And the same thing Birmingham did. A nice play by Huntsville, looking for just a deflection off a skate in front, Greg.
Well, and that was it. That was a dangerous shot there, Jody, from the point of the Havoc. Going wide, Hayden Stewart pushes across and really just pushed it across to his post. And Alger got his stick on that. Wide shot, deflects it right in. That puck would have went right in, post in, and Hayden Stewart was there to make that save. So remember that one with about 10:05 left in the third period, because that was a big save.
Old school hockey tells me that a 7-game series back the way it used to be played between these two teams would be beyond entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
These two teams are so close and similar in their style of play and the way they attack each other. And you've already seen both these teams can, at times, get under the skin of the other. And, it'd be a great series, Greg.
Well, and that's one thing, Jody, where, even as far as, the SPHL goes, I would even post it out there and say, hey, let's shorten up the season by a few games.
Yeah,
and let's
I agree.
run some 4 out of 7 series in the playoffs and really have some exciting hockey.
You want to talk about building rivalries then? Best 4 out of 7 between Birmingham and Huntsville, or Birmingham and Pensacola, or Peoria and Quad City. Wow. You're talking about an unbelievable set of hockey games. Off the draw, Brierley has it. Winds up Thurston. His shot is knocked down by Alger, who's slow to get up. That stung.
Yep.
Birmingham keeps it alive in the Huntsville zone. That's Brierley. Far side, Kozarev. Looking for Brierley, tipped away from him by Algebra. Boy. Thurston, he turns, spins, knocked down in front. Glover has it. Circles through the slot. Takes the shot. Save made into the midsection of Robinson, and he holds on. I guess that kind of proves it. I've been helping my grandson out with his math and his algebra homework. Sorry about that. It's algebra, not algebra. My bad. Once again, that's 2 bad mistakes I've had today.
Well, nonetheless, Alger did a great job getting in that shooting lane, Jody, but he paid the price.
Yeah, he did.
You talk about a shot that he got all of it on and just caught him right there where your shin pad kind of ends above your skate. So he'll be feeling that one. He'll get some ice on that one after the game.
9.5 to go, third period. Bulls still up by 1. Puck loose along the near boards. Played, but not out. Kept alive by Birmingham. Now Ryder will take it, and he'll skate away. Terry Ryder, far side pass, connects with Elkston. Backhands one for Ruffin. Along the far boards, Huntsville keeping the pressure on. Clark ties his man up. It poke comes free to McTavish. Chips it ahead. Phil Ledzianko has it. Ledzianko cuts behind the net. He didn't do the wraparound. Sends a pass looking for Romeo far side, but it's deflected away by Ryder. Birmingham has to clear. Higgins will bring it in. Gets past Reginato. Ben Higgins into the corner. Puck is loose. Played by Palmer, but not out. Romeo keeps it alive. Jamie Dorsey had it bounce off his stick, but he'll send one around the boards. All the way around, Connor Fries catches up with it first and tips it back into center ice. Wilson deflects it into the Huntsville zone. It's Palmer with it there. Looks for Fries. He's tied up by Kozarev. Gets it to Elkstrom. He turns and spins. Couldn't get the shot off. Tied up by Brierly, who'll take the puck for Birmingham. Through center ice, Kozarev had a bounce off his stick. Now Thurston has it. He takes a shot deflected by Dom Procopio into the netting. Out of play, so a faceoff will come up in the Huntsville zone with 7:55 remaining here in the third period of play. Bulls up 2-1.
And Reginato for Huntsville, Jody. There's a guy, when he's on the ice, I mean, he is a puck hound. That guy is just tenacious. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I've known him from the past as like a tough guy,
yeah,
and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, I mean,
he comes with a reputation.
Yeah, that shift that he just put together, I mean, he was in every play. He did not lose any one-on-one battles.
Now off the draw, Brierly has it. He sends one behind the net, taken by Procopio. Along the near boards, Rose tries to keep it alive and does. Kozarev will pick it up. He just backhands one down below the face-off circle, and Huntsville will play it there. Terry Ryder couldn't get it past Ledzianko. Phil Ledzianko doing a nice job forechecking, forces Ryder back behind his own net. There's a puck off the boards all the way down into the Bull zone, and this is going to be an icing. You can credit Phil Ledzianko for that icing if something comes of this off the draw. Nice job of forechecking by Ledzianko.
Well, Ledzianko, and then Brierly, he had to beat out Alger, Jody, down to the hash marks in order for that icing to be called. Turned into a foot race down there, because if Alger beats Brierly, that is not an icing call. It will get waved off, and definitely would not have transpired into this face-off down here to Robinson's right.
McTavish and the Ledzianko twins out up front for Birmingham. Clark and Matthews defensively. Dylan Stewart on the draw for Huntsville wins, but it went right back in on Robinson. Now it's loose. Birmingham had it a moment, but lost it as Jack Janich comes into the Bull zone. Tries to get around Clark. He does. Shot loose right there in front of the goal mouth, right into the blue paint, steered aside by the Bulls defense. As Matt Clark got beat on the play by Janich, puck is now loose at center ice, picked up by the Havoc. Janich has it. Hit by Higgins. Still manages to send it into the Bull zone. We're behind the goal line, played by the Bulls. Now this one's going to come just through that side of the net. Almost icing would have been waved off, but nonetheless, it did not get in on goal and was not played by the netminder, so with 6.5 to go, 6:37 to be exact. Face-off back in the Birmingham zone.
Yeah, and that last rush there by Janich came around. He beat Clark. It was actually McTavish, Jody, that came back. He just sitting there after Hayden Stewart had to make that first save. So good job by McTavish on the back check, coming all the way back to the paint.
Off the draw, puck loose, picked up by the Bulls. Banks one off the glass and out. Now they'll rule he gloved it, I guess, and dropped it. I don't know if it's going to rule a hand pass or what, but nonetheless, we'll do it again. Face off outside the Bull zone.
I don't know if he grabbed that one, Jody, and came down with it, and then maybe it went into the Bulls bench, but nonetheless, face off here in the neutral zone right in front of the Bulls bench. 6:32 left here to go in the second period, 2-1 Bulls.
Connor Fries on the face-off for Huntsville. Ben Higgins, who's had a heck of a rookie season, Higgins. Something to build on in the future. Off of the stick of Wilson, goes in deep. McCabe and Wilson going hard in the corner after the puck. Tied up there. Higgins tries to kick it free. It comes free for Huntsville. And Finstrom sends it in behind the Bulls net. Romeo will get there first. Sends it around the far side for Wilson. knocked off his stick, played by Huntsville. Near boards. Higgins tips it ahead through center ice and off for a line change as he sends it in deep. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third. Bulls still clinging to that 2-1 lead. Played into the Bulls zone. Chipped around behind the net. Still loose. Played there by Alger. Alger hounded by Rose. Puck comes free for Huntsville, but Larson lost it. Alger tried to send it in deep. It hit Stewart, Dylan Stewart that is, and Huntsville will have to regroup and they'll send it far side. Played behind the Bulls net, picked up by Trevor Thurston. There's a pass. He almost had Kozarev, but it was a pass that was behind him as Kozarev looks back at Thurston. Kozarev had a step on Procopio, Greg. If he connects, you got a shot at a breakaway.
He did. It was kind of a weird route by Kozarev there. He came in, cut to the middle, and then just as quick jumped back the other way. And Thurston wasn't real sure which way to go with it, so he just threw it up there. But handcuffed Kozarev, he just couldn't make the adjustment to get that pulled down, or he would have been gone.
Face off in the Bull zone to the left of Hayden Stewart. Ruffin on the draw for Huntsville, loses it as Birmingham had it taken away. There's a centering pass in front for Elkston. Gets past everyone. Risk has it. Near side, Ruffin. Risk loses it and Birmingham hurries. They're 3-on-2. Rose has it for Kozarev. Brierly trailing. Kozarev takes the shot, deflected by Don Procopio into the netting and out of play. Birmingham had the numbers there, Greg. It just couldn't make it work.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where you can tell the importance of this game to both teams, because how often do you see in a regular season game that guys coming back on the back check, they just kind of lackadaisical coming back? Not in this game. You're seeing guys right there. Definite 3-on-2 for the Bulls coming down. Elkstam came in, got on his horse, and came back and got into that play. Kozarev didn't have an outlet man to throw it too high, so he had to take the shot. Huntsville defender was in the stick lane, Kareem the puck up into the netting. Same thing going back the other way, and that's when you talk about Aiden Litke, what he kind of brings to the table, Jody. There's a kid who's, you know, just kind of a meat and potatoes guy, but he keeps his feet moving. But on the back check, he will bury his head, move his feet, and get back. And that is one thing that the Bulls need. We need 200 feet players.
This is a big, important game for Huntsville as well, Greg. Right now, they're in first place, 2 points ahead of Peoria. Both of them, however, have played 29 games. This is their 30th game of the year. So after today, Peoria will have a game in hand on Huntsville. So if you're Huntsville, you really want those extra 2 points, because you know more than likely Peoria is going to get to the next time they're around. But you will have an extra game that you've played over Peoria. So these last 5 minutes, as we're now down to 4:50 to go in the third, is going to be very, very tight defensively for Birmingham, and I expect Huntsville to open it up somewhat. Down behind the net, Stewart tips it near boards. Reginato taken down by Clark. No call on the play. Every time someone goes down, it makes me look at the referee immediately. You never can tell when a penalty is going to be called or not. Loose puck in the Bulls zone. Look out, this is going to be a penalty on the Bulls. Nope. He's going to call it on Matthews. He's going to.
Nope.
2 minutes for delay of game. I'm telling you, Greg, it's going to be a Matthews
Jody.
As he cleared the puck. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's going to be a 2-minute penalty on Kyler Matthews as he is escorted to the penalty box.
Okay, well, for everybody at home with the DVR, pull it back up, because as Matthews shot that puck up, it actually careened up off a Huntsville player's stick over the glass. But nonetheless, I get it. I see how it looked, kind of like that goal in the first period that hit the post.
Well, Huntsville back on the power play. They're 1 for 3 thus far. There's a shot taken from the far face-off circle by Stewart. I don't know if that made it through to Hayden Stewart. Huntsville still with the puck in the Bull zone. Dylan Stewart!
Wow.
Skate save made by Hayden Stewart. Birmingham can't clear, kept alive. Buster Larson has it. Larson in front through the crease. Nobody was there. Rose just steered it to the far boards. Birmingham desperately needs to clear this puck. There's a puck play through the crease. Alger has it. Back to Buster Larson. We're down to a minute 20 to go in this power play. Finally, Birmingham clears and can get some fresh penalty killers on the ice.
Good job by Dorsey down low, tying up those Huntsville guys down in tight, Jody. Got to watch that. They're going to be putting everything to the net here and sending everybody that they can.
Dylan Stewart brings it into the Bull zone. He'll send it far wall. Played by Thurston. Thurston can't get it out, but it comes free. Look out, 2-on-1, shorthanded the other way. McTavish has Higgins. McTavish couldn't get it past Alger. Great defensive play by Austin Algers for Huntsville. What a play.
Usually you don't see that kind of defensive ability on the power play, Jody, but great job there. McTavish tried to get it across twice to Higgins. It just couldn't connect.
40 seconds of power play time remaining for Huntsville. 2:58 to go third. Ruffin with the puck far boards. Looks for somewhere to go, nowhere near the shot he wanted. Sends it back to John. It's far side. Ruffin has it. He spins, fires, blocked in front by Thurston, and the puck found its way right into the blue paint. Johnny on the spot was Hayden Stewart. He just pounced on it and covers it up for a face-off with 20 seconds to go on this power play for Huntsville.
And those are the ones, Jody, that make my heart skip a beat. Those flutters that just kind of trickle in. They're getting kicked around and all that. I'm not so worried about a one-timer going from the point to the top of the circle. Stewie's going to stop those all day long. It's those knuckleballers that really get me up.
Now Rose takes possession of the puck off the draw and backhands one down the ice. Down to the last 10 seconds, maybe time for one more rush for Huntsville. Ryder drops it back for Ruffin. Ruffin gets past McTavish. Down low, Birmingham's killed the penalty. Back at full and even strength as the puck is loose along the near boards. Ryder tries to keep it alive. He can't. Birmingham clears. There's Rose. Rose with two men back defensively takes the shot, blocked by Procopio, and really never made it through to Robinson. Don Procopio sends it far side Elkstrom, tied up by Clark. Underneath both. Poke comes free. Here's Ledzianko. Had it tipped away from him. Nice defensive play by Huntsville. And they'll have possession as McCabe sets it up for Procopio. Knocked away by Kip Ledzianko. And he just turns and sends it away. And look out for Robinson. He tried to vacate the goal right then. Birmingham, nice shot. Ledzianko looking for a deflection in front. I don't think Robinson expected that, but it was deflected wide. Now that shot by Rose, gloved and dropped by Robinson. Played behind their own net. McCabe has it. Through center ice, tapped in by Larson. Birmingham has possession. Robinson can't vacate the crease. Kozarev hit by McCabe, goes down from behind. That's going to be a penalty. The same type penalty that Birmingham was whistled for earlier in the game. And no argument from McCabe. He knew he did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know if you're a Huntsville fan, if you're a Huntsville coach, if you're a Huntsville player, you're shaking your head. But as it was with Birmingham, that was just not the very smartest of penalties to take at that time of this hockey game.
Right, especially at that point, Jody, where you know that Kozarev is posted up over there. All he's looking for is a deflection to put the puck deep. If you're McCabe in that situation, you just want to skate towards Kozarev, and then you want to go after the loose puck. You know what I mean? 'Cause you want to get possession, get Robinson out of the net, and go forward. We'll see.
Well, a minute 12 to go. Unless anything else is called, the best Huntsville can hope for is even strength hockey. Because right now Birmingham's on the power play. They're second of the night, 0 for 1 thus far, with a face-off in the Huntsville zone. Phil Ledzianko on the draw for Birmingham, Fries for Huntsville. Now remember, Huntsville can ice the puck since they are on a penalty kill. So look for a long passes the rest of the night. They just need one. They're willing to take those chances.
Look for the flyer.
Kip Ledzianko taps one pass, wrist. Picked up by Don Procopio. He tries to draw a penalty. And Thurston was skating the opposite way. But he went down as if Thurston was all over. Oh, I love hockey. Now here we go, far side. Ledzianko pushing and shoving with wrist. Huntsville has it. Now Robinson takes his way. He's out of the net. He'll make his way to the bench, and we'll have an extra attacker for Huntsville. The puck is in the Bull zone. 20 seconds to go in this third period. There's a shot taken, deflected out of play. as I believe Birmingham's Brierly deflected that, and he goes down on the knee. You know that hurts. But he may have saved a scoring opportunity there for Birmingham.
Well, 5-on-5 hockey here with Robinson out of the net, Jody. 19.4 seconds on the clock. Bulls up 2-1. And that was a costly penalty.
No doubt.
With 1:03 on the
No
clock,
doubt.
a 2-minute penalty. That clears. We get a timeout here.
So if you're Huntsville, knowing that you're at best, you're just even strength hockey now, your net is empty, 19 seconds to go. What's your play? What's your call on this face-off here? Are you just actually asking your center, instead of trying to win the draw, to shoot it on net as soon as the puck is dropped?
Nah, I think you've got 19.4 seconds, Jody. I think what I would look to do is I would stack as many guys as I could up there on the hash marks in front of Hayden Stewart, put 1D at the blue line.
Yeah.
Leave it open, because you have to win this draw back to that guy on the point for the shot through traffic in order to have a chance. The second part, if the Bulls do get possession of the puck and ice it and miss the net, so to speak, that would be icing and come back. But anything here, you're going to see 4 guys lined up across Birmingham's blue line from Huntsville, looking for a stretch pass and just a last-ditch effort. That's all you've got left. Really tough 5-on-5 with your goalie not in the net.
Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart. Net empty. Robinson is on the bench in favor of an extra attacker. Off the draw, the puck is loose, and it's slot out. Save made by Hayden Stewart. Far side. There's a pass save again made by Hayden Stewart. But under 5 seconds to go. Huntsville has had their opportunities, no doubt. Puck still tied up. With 3 seconds, that'll do it. Huntsville, everything they could do there, Greg, to tie this hockey game up, and had 2 excellent scoring opportunities. Hayden Stewart answers the call, shuts the door, and Birmingham escapes and protects and wins this hockey game by a score of 2-1.
And you talk about the abuse that Drake Glover just took in the corner, Jody, in order to secure that win and kill the last 4 seconds off the clock. Holy cow. But at the end of the day, that's what it takes to win a hockey game, and that's why that man wears the C for the Birmingham Bulls.
I was going to say he is the captain
for
a reason, and no doubt about it. And I'll say it again. I said it the first of this game when we first came on the air, and I'll say it now. The presence of Hayden Stewart, along with the solid goaltending of both Stewart and Lotz, has done something to this hockey team. And they look differently, they skate differently, they're playing differently, knowing that both those goaltenders are behind them.
Oh, it definitely. I think it allows you to play where you are, Jody, worry about what's going on between the whistles, and you don't have to worry about the what-ifs. You got Stewie back there stopping the pucks. If something happens with him, you got Austin Lotz who can come in. You have 2 number 1s at your disposal.
Exactly.
Very similar to what Huntsville had in their 2 goalie combo before one guy got called up. That left you with Robinson, still the top goalie in the league. Nonetheless, great hockey, and you can see that win will move Birmingham up into a 6th place tie now. So they move up 1 spot in the standings. And you can definitely see, Jody, from 1 to 8 this year, there is not a whole lot of difference.
No, there's not, Greg.
And it's going to be a heck of a playoffs. And like you said earlier, I would love to see some 4 out of 7s this year.
Oh, it'd be great hockey in this league, and there's no doubt about it. These 2 teams right here would give a whale of a series. Nonetheless, that can't happen. But what did happen is Birmingham picks up an important 2 points.
Yep.
We are now, as you said, tied for 6th with Quad City. However, we have 2 games in hand on Quad City. So you have to win those games when you have the opportunity, when you have those games in hand. But things feel differently than they did to me 2 weeks ago. And I can't put my finger on it other than to know these guys are playing differently, knowing that both of their netminders are there for them, and they can play more loose. They can play their game style more, and it just looks like a different product on the ice than what I saw 2-3 weeks ago.
Well, we talked about it some back a few weeks ago, Jody, where you talked about who's going to be on your playoff roster, who's pulling their weight, who's not. You know, the Bulls have had some transition in their lineup. You know, Hayden Stewart coming back definitely secures that on the backside. And when he comes back in, Bulls coaches Simchuk and Kerr are doing what they need to do to add some missing pieces, because I tell you, adding Lidke to the lineup,
Yeah.
I think that's a big addition. And, you know, top 6 guy, I don't know, but he's definitely fixed the bill for what we need in 6 through 9.
Well, this is just his first game, and let's, you know, we haven't talked about it a lot, but let's not forget that Trevor Thurston made his way back down
That's
from
right.
the ECHL to give Birmingham another set of skates back on the blue line. And when you couple that along with the return of Hayden Stewart and the play, I can't go over it enough. The physical play of the Ledzianko twins, I mean, things just feel and look differently for Birmingham tonight.
Well, coming through, it's almost the end of January here, Jody, and as we wind it up, now all of your top rookies that you had coming in, Ledziankos and Higgins even for that matter, those guys are definitely finding their way and securing their foothold on this team, and they're not trying to figure it out anymore. Now they're just out there playing hockey and doing what we thought they would be doing from the start of the year. So that's great to see guys like Higgins, Ledziankos, everything's kind of coming together. They're finding their lines, like Kozarev, Glover, Rose, that's a huge line. And then when everybody focuses on those 3 guys, Jody, it opens up opportunities for everybody else coming in behind them.
After tonight, Birmingham will take on, and this is going to be an important one, next weekend, 3 in a row, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night against the Peoria Rivermen. And Peoria, as I've said along with Evansville, normally does not match up well with the Birmingham Bulls. Peoria is a big team. They're a strong team. They're a physically tough team that will try and punish you for 60 minutes. Huntsville's a different hockey team. They play the same way Birmingham does. They'll try and skate with you. They'll try and outmaneuver you. They'll try and outskill you. That's not the way Peoria plays hockey. So next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Peoria will be an interesting barometer to see what Birmingham can do against those hockey teams that you know are built for April and playoff hockey.
Well, and that's kind of that point of the season, Jody, where you talk about making your move. This is the opportunity for the Bulls to make their move with Peoria sitting at number 2, and you've got them 3 games in a row. That's 6 points. That can push the Bulls up to 39 points and push them up into the 4 or 5 spot. So you talk about even coming out of there with 4 points out of 6 would be a great weekend
Sure it would.
for the Birmingham Bulls.
Sure it would. At this point, I'd almost take a split, 3 out of 6 points. But this team, Greg, now is playing well enough, and in my opinion, differently and better enough to where we can go up there and expect to win a few games. And dare I say, maybe not come out with 6 points.
Definitely.
You have to go in with that mindset, do you not? You're a coach.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, it was a fun hockey game today. I enjoyed it. These 2 teams, when they get together, it's always fun hockey. You know, fans from Huntsville coming down, you heard them the whole game. They added a little bit to the atmosphere. This is what it's about. And I thoroughly enjoyed this game today. Birmingham won't be back in action again until Thursday night, so I'm sure they'll maybe give them a day off tomorrow. I think they would definitely earn the reward.
Snow day,
Do you?
right? Snow day.
Maybe. You know how it is in Alabama. A dusting of snow flurries will shut the school systems down for 3 days. So,
Jody, I talked to the judge in Dallas County today. He's my boss, and he said that it's been 20 years since this southern swing came up, because usually Birmingham will get hit with 2 or 3 inches of snow,
right,
and then it will trickle down where Selma might get hit with maybe half an inch or some flurries. But this is reversed. This is Mobile to Montgomery that's going to get hit with 3 inches, and then it's going to trickle its way up to us where we might get a dusting. So,
you know what? I hope we get zero amount of snow. I hope it suddenly warms up to 65 degrees, and I can enjoy my day out tomorrow morning with a cup of coffee sitting on the patio. Either way, today was fun, Greg.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks ago, I didn't have a lot of fun coming up here, to be quite honest with you. It just wasn't working out the way I wanted it to and the way I expected it to. But today was fun. And I do know that that's exactly the kind of hockey game we needed. It goes a long way in building for this weekend coming up in Peoria, and I can't wait to see what happens as a result of it. All right. That'll do it as my granddaughter Charlotte stares at her papa right in front of me. For Greg Drevany, I'm Jody Chernesky. Final score from the Pelham Civic Complex, Birmingham 2, Huntsville 1. Thanks for joining us, everyone.